Welcome, dear viewer. We have a story to tell. But precautions beware, so listen well. This podcast is not suitable for younger ears, so we have but one fear. Foul language and content is to be surmised, so viewer discretion is advised. Spoilers abound for this and other tales to be told. If you haven't seen the show in question, you dare to be bold. Most importantly, not first but not last, the opinions expressed do not reflect the podcast. Now, this is the story all about how a few lives got flipped turned upside down. I'm gonna take a minute to tell you about this hassle about the sleepy princess in the demon castle.
目指せよ快眠勝ち取れ安眠いざ夢の世界へ理想の眠りを求めてさあ始めようおやすみ
Sleepy. Oh, hello there, friends. Welcome to the Sleepy Podcast in the Dub Talk Castle, where we quietly talk about the latest and greatest in anime English dubs, where words are coming out of our mouths, but they don't really mean anything because you're already asleep before I've even finished my intro. I'm your sleepy captive Andrew, and joining me today is our raging bull minotaur Jamal.
Da-da, da-da.
Our Franken zombie pal Jet.
Hello.
And Megan, the Queen of Dillo. Queen of Dillo seems to be dying right now. Let me continue. Grab a pillow and some nice warm sheets and tuck yourself into dreamland as we review the English dub of Sleepy Princess in the Demon Castle. Yeah.
Honestly, that's not the tune I was expecting to start this off with, because we have some dark things to talk about tonight. We need to talk about the war crimes this princess has committed and all the lives she's taken.
If I said it once in Discord, I'll say it again. That princess does not give a fuck.
Oh God, no! I have a rogue.
Please no, they had families.
We need to talk about the fallen.
No.
Many ghost sheets died to bring you this episode.
There are no war crimes in the Demon Castle. There are no war crimes in the Demon Castle.
Do you know how you get around committing war crimes? You dig a hole. And then you just throw people in the hole and bury them.
But yeah, so...
Also, hi, I'm sorry I didn't have anything. The Queen of Dillo thing caught me off guard.
You're welcome. It's okay. But yeah, so I would love to do a 3-hour ASMR discussion, but I honestly don't think any of us could handle that, so I just settled for the intro. Hope you had fun with that. But yes, we're here gathered today to talk about the English dub for a really fun, entertaining comedy series from Studio Doga Kobo. This is Studio Doga Kobo. Let me try that again. From Studio Doga Kobo. We're going to be talking about Sleepy Princess in the Demon Castle. I can't really do the introductions. We're just going to be talking about the Sleepy Princess in the Demon Castle, which, for those of you who are uninitiated about what the show is, here's a little synopsis for you all. Princess Syalist is trying to get a good night's sleep. Long ago in olden times, when people and demons lived together in disharmony, a demon king kidnapped a human princess and imprisoned her in his castle. Bereft, the princess's subjects beat their chests in anguish until a hero arises to their rescue. While she waits for her knight in shining armor, the princess decides to while away the long hours by sleeping if it weren't for her pesky insomnia. That synopsis is courtesy of the manga from Viz Media, but that kind of undermines the fact that this is not a helpless princess who can't sleep. This is a princess who will do whatever she has to sleep and will kill anybody and everybody in her way to get what she wants.
Gaslights, gatekeeps, and girl bosses her way to sleep.
I'm not stuck. I'm not stuck in here with you. You're stuck in here with me.
Oh God, that is true. That is exactly what this is.
Someone, I need to make that now. Excuse me.
Oh good God.
But yeah, no, this was a show that was, I believe, dubbed during the winter anime season, or at least started dubbing in December. I believe that's when it premiered. But yeah, this was a show that started, I believe, last December was when it started premiering, and this is a ton of a fun show. It's wild, very entertaining, and my God, we're going to talk to you about it and what we think about it, as well as the English dub. So, friends, demons, everything in between. Some of you demon fuckers out there too. I know we've got you here, Megan. So, hey, what up?
Thanks.
Anytime, bro. Anytime. So yeah, let us begin with the staff of the English dub for Sleepy Princess. So this dub was another one of the during COVID. There's been a lot of outsourcing to various other production studios that Funimation Entertainment has turned to, and guess what we're talking about today? We're talking about another Sound Cadence studio joint.
Yay! Woo! Wow, we sounded enthusiastic as shit.
I'm gonna be honest, sleepy enthusiasm is very apt for tonight, but we'll wake up and deal with some chaos later. But this is a Sound Cadence studio produced dub. The main director on this project is Amber Lee Connors. She is assisted by Howard Wang, Alexis Tipton, and Damon Mills. And the head scriptwriter of this project is Leah Clark. You may know Amber Lee Connors for directing such things as Actors Song Connection, Black Rock Shooter, Glepnir, and Hells. Howard Wang has also directed Black Rock Shooter, Kimono Friends, Ria Rainbow Gate, and Thermae Romai. Alexis Tipton has directed such anime as Masamune Kun's Revenge, Magical Girls Spec Ops Asuka, Restaurant to Another World, and Dragon Goes House Hunting, and Damon Mills, who has directed as well Actors Song Connection, Gleipnir, as well as Full Dive. I'm not saying the full fucking name of Full Dive. You can't make me. And suppose the kid from the last Dungeon movies moved to a starter town.
Oh, but you'll say that. I see how it is.
Yep. And Leah Clark has written for such anime like Robohachi, Skate the Infinity, How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift, and Toilet Bound Hanako-kun. So, let's start off our discussion with the dub with Jamal. Jamal, you want to start us up, buddy?
Yeah, this is very solid dub. It's a very spectacular casting. I know usually with shows that like have double, sometimes triple casting, that's probably been a while here and there, because if you go to South Cadence's website, you look at the credits for all the characters in this show, because there are a fucking lot of them. I mean, for God's sake,
there's a lot of
Eclipse in the show 4 times.
I mean, he's worth it.
Well, yeah, he is worth it.
I didn't know Gigi was here.
Oh, good God.
She's here in spirit.
I woke up too soon.
Much like the tired demon, who is also a spirit.
Well, I could go for some spirits right about now, but yeah. So Anmin did a fantastic job, like just putting this team together, helping. They pretty much helped the cast all across the U.S. if you think about it, and it is a very unusual dub. It's very comedic. It manages to punch up certain aspects of the dialogue, although the show does that most of the time. So when I hear Leah Clark's writing, I think to myself, oh good God.
Oh my God. We're like 5 minutes into this episode, and you have already made shitposts to use very efficiently and very fast.
That's my secret cap. I'm always shit posting.
Editor San, this is on you.
No,
Please continue, Jamal.
noted. Speaking of posts, I know I'm gonna end up dating this episode, but happy birthday, Leah.
Hey,
Happy birthday.
Merry Birthmas. Also, this may or may not have been an accidental Christmas episode, because I didn't realize the last episode of Sleepy Princess was also a Christmas episode, and we're recording this just before Christmas. So hey, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.
And also it serves as the Anime NYC special because there was an episode about going to a con.
Oh god, yeah, the LineCon episode is a treat.
Ooh, God.
It is very real.
Yeah,
Alright, so yeah.
back to what I was saying, with Leah Clark's writing, it does punch up where it needs to punch up. Although the show tends to be funny on its own aspect, it doesn't really. I know somebody said that not all the jokes hit. I don't think not all the jokes need to hit. The show kind of does that. And yeah, I don't really notice anything too out of place. I did notice a little bit of puns here and there. Like, at one point, Saya chops up a tree to make bedding out of it. And the tree says, "Oh, I died and got to heaven." And the demon king is like, "Well, rest in pieces."
This show is chock full of mile a minute, blink and you miss it puns and wordplay.
Yeah, because I remember.
The dub in particular is a treat in that regard.
Yeah, because I remember at one point the skeleton god says, "You got a bone to pick with me, buddy?" I'm like, but yeah, Andrea's right. There are some points where like you blink and you miss it. Good thing I tend to put on closed caption from time to time because Lee's writing is generally good. I know sometimes some people have tend to be hit or miss. I know there was a thing on dumbbells, but go check out the dumbbells episode for that. But I think everybody did a solid job.
Oh, sorry. Were you going up?
Huh?
Were you continuing on? Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you.
I didn't really have much to say. There wasn't really anything too noticeable to point out. Whatever the show did on its own. Whatever Leah helped to punch up, she made it work.
So that actually brings into some information I got, actually, that I would like to throw into this discussion for the sake of this section in particular. Because, indeed, Leah did write and script the show, but there's a good amount of quips and dialogue punch-ups that were actual, ad-libs between the directors and the actors themselves getting to experiment and do little cool things of what they thought was personally funny or would work in the moment.
Yeah, that's one thing
Yeah, it definitely felt like that.
Yes.
Yeah, this was something I got courtesy of Lenti. That it definitely feels like a show that lets the actors play around with things, and you can kind of tell in some of the quips and dialogues. We could go more into that, but I want to throw that out into this discussion about the fact that they actually got to play around with that a little bit for recording this as well.
Yeah, it's one thing I tend to notice with a lot of sound-catered shows. Whenever it comes to certain dialogue, they have kind of artistic freedom to do whatever they want if and when they feel it's necessary.
Well, do whatever they want within reason. Because I imagine there are some shows that they have worked on where it's like, okay, let's. All right, this one isn't out yet, but I get the impression that the things Lenti was able to get away with during the Island of Giant Insects, they would not be able to get away with in a Gunbuster dub. Just saying.
Who knows?
No.
Who knows? Are you saying that somebody's gonna drop a scat reference in Gunbuster? I don't know.
No, not like that. I mean,
I'm a scat man!
Oh, lordy. Alright, so Megan.
Hi.
Hi.
So I'll be real that the first time I tried to watch the show in the Japanese, I wasn't really feeling this show. I genuinely didn't find a lot of the comedy very funny. I didn't really get a lot of the humor in it. And I will admit that as a show, I think the first 5 or 6 episodes just aren't really my thing. But the humor in the show really shined through to me in the English version. There are a lot of really funny one-liners. I just want to applaud the person who fucking snuck in the free Shavakadu line. Because free Shavakadu is one of my favorite fucking things in the world.
I didn't even catch that until you pointed that out to me. I was like, what did she say?
He said, who got these free Shavakadus? And I was like, oh, haha, free Shavakadus. There's a lot of just genuinely funny line reads from a lot of the actors. And from what I understand, Lenti said that 90% of this show was done on auditions.
Yeah. Not this show, but I think like
90%, a lot of their stuff. But that's
most of the things they do.
Some of the people that because there's some people in this, like, you won't believe that it's them. And we had mentioned that, and they're like, yeah, no, I got that audition tape, and oh man, God, I forgot what my username was, my server nickname was on that server until
it was a reference to vagina bones.
Okay, it's it was a combination of dunking on the guy who talked about censoring how Nintendo censors games, because I don't know if I think Jet has definitely seen this. I don't know, Andrew definitely has. I don't know if Jamal, you've ever seen it. There was a guy complaining about how they censored Tokyo Mirage Session.
Tokyo Mirage Sessions.
And made a girl's hips not as wide, and he said they took out her vagina bones. I would like to point out that there are, in fact, no bones in a vagina, and don't try to say, ha ha ha, but what about my penis? Your penis isn't bone, it's flesh and blood.
I thought it was cartilage.
No. What?
I'm sorry, can you tell my brain just asleep now?
This is turning into an awkward discussion we probably don't need to
alright, Jamal, that's it. We have to do a Cells at Work Black episode now.
Oh, God.
Jamal, we have to do a Cells at Work Code Black episode now. You have to do it with me.
Man, we haven't even talked about
there's literally an episode on how an erection works in that.
We haven't even got into the skeleton man yet, and we're already fucking boned.
Okay, so, back to what I was saying. So yeah, my username on that was Vagina Von Bone Crush. And that is a combination of that specific shitty take and a line from Centaur World Season 2 where D. Bradley Baker's character goes, my name is Philip Bone Crunch. I'm 43 years old. And I'm 47. Please watch Centaur World. I will do an episode on it if you don't... I will do an episode. You cannot stop me.
This is indeed a threat.
This is a threat. This is not a warning. This is a threat. So, but the thing is that I think the reason a lot of humor hit is, yeah, not every joke hit, but I think the way that a lot of people delivered it and how some of the ad-libs went are great. Like, sneaking in yeet is always... The word yeet will never not be funny.
Anytime yeet gets in a dub, it's always going to at least get a cackle out of me.
Yeet and my boys!
Oh my god, anytime the phrase my boys was uttered in this dub, it was my boys, and also anytime what happened is
yeah.
Matt McMuscles is coming for his paycheck.
He deserves it.
No, and I think the one other thing that worked for me, especially with the casting, is that this has a really fun cast. And an actor that I only knew from, like, one video game was in this, and it made me so happy, and we're gonna get to that, and you will not stop me. But there's just some of the wordplay dialogue. I think there's at one point where there's an episode where they're trying to all ignore her, because they're trying to train her how to work as, like, be an actual hostage. And she puts like a ribbon around the Red Siberian and starts dragging him along, because he's like, if I just ignore her. And in the background it goes, dude, he's treating her like a dog. Well, isn't he a dog? Yeah, I know, but oh, look, he's being such a good boy. So, like, that type of stuff really made this dub a lot of fun to watch, and I feel bad that I took so long to watch it, but I was very glad afterwards. I don't know if this is particularly my favorite Sound Cadence dub, but it's again, it's a really great dub from them, and sometimes, like, a lot of us like to joke that they never miss, but they still haven't missed yet for me, so I'm happy.
Even if it's not like your number one top tier dub, the bar set by Sound Cadence themselves is still exceptionally high.
Yeah,
Yep.
and seeing as I do think that they actually put out one of the best dubs this year, yeah.
So yeah. Alright, thank you. Jed, actually, you know what I realized? I think before this dub even came out, you're the one of us who actually watched the show in Japanese. I kind of wanted your take on that compared to this.
Yeah, so I did watch the entire show in Japanese while it was being simulcasted. I mean, it was largely centered around one joke, but I did find the one joke pretty amusing, and I thought it did a pretty good job of, you know... I'm playing it up just enough that it didn't start getting too repetitive, and it did definitely have a lot of fun with that later on. So I was pretty happy it got a dub so fast, and that was being done by Sound Cadence, and I think, all in all, they did a pretty good job with it. I like a lot of the casting. Everyone here feels pretty appropriate for their roles. They cast a pretty wide net of actors. We've got Texas folks, we've got Cali folks, and we've even got one Canuck up in here.
I'm pretty sure there's also, like, one of the many teddy demons, because there's like 20 of them.
Isn't one of them Australian?
Yep.
Yes, actually. Amy Smith.
Nope.
Yeah, no, it's cool stuff.
Yeah. And script-wise, it's also a lot of fun. Admittedly, I'm not not always like super big on Leah Clark's comedies, since I guess her sense of humor doesn't always like particularly gel with me or what I like personally want out of comedy dubs. But I like this one a lot. The dialogue here was the dialogue here was a lot of fun. The characters bounce off each other pretty well. There were a lot of pretty fun one-liners. The dub also played fast and loose with some slang, which could be a little hit or miss at times, and did feel like not like super out of place. There were a couple times, maybe a couple times where it felt a little odd, but it wasn't like super distracting or anything. And for the most part, I thought it did a pretty good job of like, if not always sticking with the material, it at least felt like it got the tone of it generally right, and I was like laughing at it pretty much the entire time, so I definitely can't complain about anything on that end. And overall, I'm pretty happy with this dub. Can't think of anything too serious I could complain about.
Excellent. But yeah, so this dub has been very interesting product to explore, as well as find out a little bit more about. Because you can definitely tell that this is a comedy dub and they have a lot of fun with it. But definitely knowing that this is very much... This dub feels like what happens when you get to play in the booth. Because when you're dubbing anime, it's not always easy to get away with playing around in the booth. And this feels like a show and a dub where it's like... It is kind of like a... I'd almost say it's like an improv class in some ways, where it's like you have to be very strict and loose for a lot of it, but there's that at least like 5% tile window where it's like, okay, yes and blank, yes and blank, and you can have a little fun with it. And it sounds like a lot of the actors are having fun with this. They just sound like they're having the time of their lives, and because they're having fun with it, I'm having so much fun with it. Just some of these deliveries fucking kill me every single time, and it's just, oh, it's so funny. I love little quips like what happened, what to. It's just a lot of my favorite ones I would say for a lot of these characters, but it's just like,
hey man, we need to focus. Also, do you have a best man? Not asking, just curious.
Yeah. there's just a lot of, but yeah, no, just, and of course, literally any time I hear Quilladillo say, "My boys," I just fucking lose it. Yeah, no, the Amber and her team absolutely nailed, not only like the deliveries, but just the casting of this is really unique, really creative, really fucking wild. We physically cannot get to every single character in this dub for obvious reasons. I think, but I at least want to give a shout out to a couple of them that we're not going to be talking about right now. Shout out to Aaron Dismuke's cursed demon dentist guy.
Oh my god, that fucking thing! I was listening, I was like, oh my god, Aaron Dismuke is just channeling some shit right now.
Gotta give a shout out to Lenti's, 2 minutes of fame as the Stamp Cat.
Hey,
because
what are you doing?
Yeah.
I one of my favorite things is that the cat is being aggressively nya-punned, and then the princess steals the cat's shoes, and I just hear, in Lenti's voice, why did you take those? I mean, meow. It's like they're breaking character, and it fucking cracks me up.
Oh, that voice drop.
Anytime Ian Sinclair gets to be the Stump or the Ice Golem, and Megan, I'm shocked you didn't mention this one yet. Shout out to Howard Wang as the fucking Prinny.
Oh my god, I forgot!
Wasn't expecting it as a Higa reference, but that was fun.
It's a direct Prinny reference.
Because of Lenti.
Just oh yeah, no, just, it fucking works. Also, I learned there's just a bunch of other video game references. Which, by the way, Jet, you've seen Dragon Quest Your Story, right?
Yes.
Did you know that Bianco and Florence, the shopkeepers from the human world, are direct references to those two characters from Dragon Quest V?
I did not notice that, but now you say it, I can see it.
And it's even funnier because the one girl that Xanthi Wynn plays in that dub of Dragon Quest Your Stories is the one she plays in Sleepy Princess.
Amazing.
I didn't realize that. There's fun little gaming Easter eggs about this throughout, and it's just, there's a lot of little blink and you miss it gaming references and things. And just, this is a fun, wild, unbelievably fast-paced show, and the dub complements it completely. Mm-hmm. I had a ton of fun with this, and I can't wait to talk about more about the cast of characters. So, let's get on to our first group. This is a group of demons that show up just enough to be relevant to talk about, and I kind of grouped this gang together because they're kind of tangentially related. So, let's just call this miscellaneous demons / victims of the princess. So, first off, we're going to be talking about from the other demon castle, Hades and Hypnos. Hades is somebody who thinks Twilight has the silver spoon and thinks he doesn't deserve his title. Hypnos is a master of sleep who sleeps 20 hours a day.
God, I wish
we also
that
have
me.
We're also talking about the girl squad, Harpy and QB. Harpy is a happy Harpy who just wants to be friends with the princess so badly. And QB is a succubus who really, really wants people to notice her, and she really wants to be popular, and it doesn't go well for her. And then also some miscellaneous members of the castle that show up just enough that I wanted to talk about, including the Scissor Sorcerer and the High Rank Skeleton. So, this miscellaneous cast and crew, let's talk about who's playing them in the English dub. So, starting us off, as Hades, Chris Waycamp, who has played such characters as Mio Kanzaki in Kono Ototomare, Miles Edgeworth in Ace Attorney, Odana in Kakario, and Leon Cromwell in That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. Hypnos is one Robbie Damon, who has played characters like Mikio Shirato in Megalobox, Mitsuki in Boruto, Goro Akechi in Persona 5 The Animation, and just because he is the demon version of this character, Merlin from Fate Grand Order Babylonia. Harpy is played by Morgan Le Ray, who has played characters like Yuko Aoi from Nichijou My Ordinary Life, Hime Goto from Kakushi Goto, Red Current from The Ancient Magus Bride, and Elena Aoki from another Sound Cadence dub, Gleipnir. QB is Jade Saxton, who has played Rem Galoo from How Not to Summon a Demon Lord, Kaneko Tojo in High School DxD, Kana Kamui in Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, and here's one you haven't thought about in a while, Astaroth from the Seven Mortal Sins.
I was just thinking about it the other day, but
Fitting, I know. The Scissor Sorcerer is played by Kyle Ignacy, who has played Sosuke Mitsuba in Toilet Bound Hanako-kun, Kai Akizuki from Actors Song Connection, Tokishige Usami, which is the guy with cat ears and the weird little running mole on his face from Golden Kamuy, and Chiaki Uchimura from Suridori Children, and the high-ranked skeleton is the one, the only, Chris Guerrero, who has played such characters as Thomas Edison in The Empire of Corpses, the Otter in Sarazanmai, Ichiya Vanderlei Kotobuki from Fairy Tail, and of course, Momongo, aka Ainz Ul Gaon from Overlord. Jet, would you like to start us off with this group?
Sure, I can be pretty fast with a couple of these. Kyle Ignacy as a sorcerer. He was a lot of fun. I kind of appreciate the very sort of like goofy, I guess. I don't know if it's like aristocratic, but like I guess sort of. I guess
he kind of sounds like a royal servant,
with
the royal we.
Okay, yeah, kind of like the whole royal thing he was doing. I thought that was like a really nice touch, and it added a little bit of flavor to it. Chris Guerrero as a skeleton, I mean, it was pretty much just like Chris Guerrero, but I mean, well, you can't go wrong with Chris Guerrero. He was a lot of fun. Definitely had some pretty heavy voice delivery every now and then, which I appreciated. Robbie David as Hypnos was a little surprised. Robbie David popped up in this dub, but he was pretty fun. Definitely appreciated the joke with, despite the fact that the character is like the god of sleep, he can't actually put people to sleep. He just likes to sleep a lot, which is a pretty good punchline.
my man.
He sleeps 20 hours a day and just doesn't give a shit. He's living his best life.
Yeah. Yeah, and I also appreciate the joke where he like briefly takes the princess on as like his quote unquote apprentice, and then she surpasses him in like a day.
And then she just disregards all those lessons when she gets back to the Teddy Demons.
Yep.
Mood.
So yeah, that was a lot of fun. Let's see. Janet Saxon as QB. Personally, it was a little squeaker that I'm used to with Jab, and I definitely got a lot of mileage out of it. It was a lot of fun. There were a couple of points where you could tell that her voice was maybe cracking a little bit, trying to like maintain a higher pitch, but her comedic timing was generally good enough to mask it. And in general, I just thought the whole character's idea of wanting to being so desperate to be popular was pretty funny. And I definitely got a few good chuckles out of the bit where she inadvertently becomes a princess's body double.
And then she also just literally becomes a bait and switch.
Yeah.
She's accidentally traded the body double and basically becomes a body double for real in the final episode.
So I jokingly said this the other day, and then when I wrote it, I'm like, oh no, this is perfect. Being QB is suffering.
Yep.
Never make a contract with QB.
God, I knew you were gonna go there.
If you make a deal with the devil will smile back.
Yep.
But yeah, that was a lot of fun. Let's see, Morgan Le Ray as Harpy. Definitely sounded really adorable. You could tell the poor girl just really wants to have friends, and instead just stumbled upon a total sociopath because, you know, it's a princess. And I especially appreciate the jokes where like Harpy is just trying so hard to be friendly, and the princess that's like completely ignoring her existence. I felt so bad for her. And all their interactions are great, but I definitely got like a really good kick out of Morgan's delivery where the princess demands that she fly her to the to the top of the castle, and you just hear like
She's
Morgan's
fucking
voice.
screaming.
Yeah, no, and like no, and okay, no, and even before that, just like when the princess asks, like you hear Morgan drop a couple of octaves and say, "My quad's gonna be on fire." It was perfect. So yeah, that was pretty funny. And then lastly, Chris Wakeup as Hades. That does not sound like Chris Wakeup. I still
There's
can't
only
believe
one
that's...
word, and the word is bullshit.
Yep.
Admittedly, I haven't seen like as much Chris Wakeup stuff as the rest of you guys have, but even with my like admittedly limited knowledge, I'm like that does not sound like any Chris Wakeup role I've ever heard.
Insane.
But yeah, I definitely appreciate how like deliciously hot, snide, and hammy sounds. Like he's trying so, like he's trying so hard to be big and evil and to be taken seriously, and doesn't realize that the princess he took is like escaping behind his back, quite literally, in fact, which is a pretty good joke.
Even stealing the clothes behind his back too.
That was great. Yeah. So, yeah, I have to say the most amazing thing is that, like, I was thinking this is just being a one-and-done character, but then he actually comes back, like, a couple of episodes later, and they're, like, asking him for advice on how to deal with the princess, which was surprising because he seems like the last person you would go to advice to on that area, but, like, okay.
He's so ready to be, like, the dramatic rival, and then they turn the TV off.
Like, yeah, fuck you, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this entire section, pretty funny.
Okay. Megan.
Yeah, so, let's start out with... I'll start out with Jade. I think the thing that works for her is that it's a little bit of Jade, but I think it's also her channeling a little bit of, the actress or the princess in her a little bit. But man, hearing Jade screech and cry because she's literally enduring hell is kind of funny. Being Kaimin is suffering. I love when she's like, so what's the final test? Because she just wants to be popular. She wants to be popular.
Oh, man.
But she's like, so what do I have to do? And the princess is just like, take death with dignity. And then the princess is trying to fucking scar her ass. In more ways than one.
If your friends are telling you to jump off a volcano, would you?
Do a flip, pussy.
That's a quote from her. That's the quote from Aurora's yearbook. Do a flip, pussy.
from Syalist, the princess's yearbook. Do a flippy pussy. Chiya Nakahara has entered the chat. What? Are you okay? Anyway, well, these guys are fucking dying, like the princess. I'll move on to, I don't have much for Jade. The high-ranking skeleton, is he the one that has, like, it looks like the arrow going through his head?
Yeah.
He's got the arrow through his skull.
Okay,
yes.
Chris Guerrero was great. That one was a very obvious reference to Overlord.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I thought it was a lot of fun, and I really like getting to hear Chris Guerrero do a lot more comedic performances. Sometimes I don't think they give him enough due. He was a lot of fun. Morgan as the Harpy was not the person I thought it would be. I haven't, like I said, I'm so used to Morgan playing, like, adult sultry characters. So having her play, like, the teen girl squad girl as a Harpy is great, and then just her going, my gams!
She's basically playing a much more socially awkward, Yuko.
Oh, from
exactly
Ichijo.
what
Yeah,
it
that's
is.
what it was. Right. And then just my gams. Oh man, my mom was making fun of Panda today about her legs. For those of you who don't know, my dog Panda has very funny feet. So we were making a joke about something that I'm not allowed to talk about yet. And my mom said, oh, I'll have Panda do it, but if Panda was gonna... My mom goes, Panda could never make it as a rock cat. They'd be like, look at your gams, girl. You got some fucked up gams.
Her flippers are adorable.
I love my dog Slippers. They're great. She's a cutie patootie. Hypnos. My audible reaction to when Hypnos came on screen was, Jesus Christ, you're hot.
So, that begs the question. What is the Megan demon sexiness pecking order of sexiness?
I'm gonna have to do this with every demon. So I'm sorry to everybody from Quilladillo down. You are sadly missing this. There is only one furry allowed on this list. And he's a big one.
If you don't want to do it all for time's sake...
I can't do it all! Do you know how many demons I'd have to fuck? Do I look like interspecies reviewers?
Alright. Give us your top 5 guys, burgers, and fries.
Alright. So...
Which of those burgers do you want to take a bite out of?
Would you let me flip them?
Shut the fuck up, Andrew.
Alright, so... Number 5... Gotta be Twilight. Okay, actually, wait, no. Number 5, gotta be Twilight. Look, he's a good-looking dude. Really cute, really nice. But he's a little screechy, and I'm afraid if I'm going to Pound Town, he might cry. Number 4...
Yeah.
Prove it till you snoozing.
Oh, sorry. Number 6 is Hades. Hades barely doesn't make the list. He doesn't feel like he'd treat me well.
Probably.
I mean, damn bitch, do you see how he lives?
Yep.
Alright, number 4. Number 4 is our good friend, Nia Alrune. She's cute. She got vines. That means she can do BDSM pretty well. I know that she will choose me and forgive me for all that I do, even if I murder her brother. Or fuck him, but he's a tree, and that's weird. And I don't want splinters up there.
She'll give you pets and then give you fresh avocados.
I'll free Shavaka do her.
Oh.
Number 3. Number 3's got to be the demon cleric. Look, man, corrupting a holy man, 100%. Don't know how sex in the coffin's gonna work. Gonna be a little tight.
I mean,
but, you know,
he did get veiled on that coffin that one episode.
Also, he has grips. I can hold on. He comes.
You can hold on for dear life while you're praying to whatever god you pray to.
While he's picking a god and praying. Number 2 has gotta be Red Siberian.
Big bar of Borker.
Bork. You and me, baby, ain't nothing but mammals. I would tie the knot with him. Number 1 is definitely Hypnos. I'm sorry, he's the right level of twink and he's the right level of lean beef. He's chill. After we're done, he could put me to sleep. He looks like he'd treat me nicely. And, thank you, Andrew. I'm going to be sending you to hell when I can.
Megan, I only have one question. Since you picked Hypnos. Do you think you would finish before he falls asleep?
Ooh.
That's a good question.
You think he'd what?
I mean, somnophilia is an actual kink, so...
Oh, okay, you know what?
You know what? And because you asked me for science, fuckface, all of you, is Red Siberian hot?
Dude's got big bara energy, and like, that is some very, very bushy shag carpeting he's got going on. You're riding that, you're gonna get a nice soft ride. Fucking yeah. It's the glasses and the strong muscular frame he's got going for him too.
So when
he would caress you in your arms, lick your face, and then take you. Oh my god! What the fuck?
Okay.
Do you think he would read you the rules as he goes down on you?
Probably.
No, he would make you read the rules as he's going into you.
If you do something...
Number 96, I will use lube before anal.
If you do something wrong, would he read that as a violation?
Okay,
Anyway, back to what I was talking about.
Yes, please.
This was. I'm so happy I'm doing this, you fuckers. Please continue.
I was talking about Robbie Damon's Hypnos. Robbie Damon was great as him. He brings that level of like suave Robbie Damon charm with the little tiny bit of sex appeal. Because look at it. Let's be real. We all know why you're here for Hypnos. Ding ding. Kyle actually gave me like a whimsical Alice in Wonderland kind of vibe.
As he does.
What? Anyway, so I really liked his performance. I kind of wish that character was there a little bit more. That's the instant vibe. But man, holy shit, what the hell, Waycamp? Yo, dude, you know that meme of the guy going, "Hey, yo, what the fuck?"
Yeah.
That was me the second Waycamp spoke. That is some fucking voice acting black magic. I had no idea that was him. Please let him do Starscream voices more often.
Damn it! I was gonna say that. Yeah, no.
That's what you get for putting me on the spot about my kinks, you little shit.
Touche. But no, legit. That is a fucking Starscream ass 80s villain voice, and I love it. Oh. Alrighty, Jamal.
Now we need a moment to recover. Obviously, I'm gonna save Hades for last. Let's start with Hypnos. Yeah, Robbie Damon does have a slight. That's just his voice, Joe. He does have a slight sex appeal, even when he's acting certain characters that don't really need to have sex appeal. But Hypnos, it came very natural to him. So, and I like how smooth and sweet he was being when he was being all sleepy and stuff. Yeah, he's a pretty cool character. Morgan Lorraine Hoppy, thank you for mentioning Yuko, because that's exactly what I think of. It's just Morgan being a more frantic Yuko as this character, you know. All she just wants to do is make some friends, and the princess don't give a fuck about anything else, except maybe the teddy demons and her own interests.
Okay, she cares about the eggplant seals too.
Oh yeah, definitely the eggplant seals. Hi, Michelle Marie. But yeah, she did very good just having this curiosity for the princess, only to find out that, you know, she doesn't. I don't know. It feels like she senses that the princess is tugging her along, but she doesn't really care, to be honest. At least that's the vibe I'm kind of getting. But Jade Saxon's QB. Can I unhear that now? Jade Saxon is QB. Yeah, this, to me, like, whenever I hear Jade Saxon comedy, this is kind of her bread and butter. Like, but she has to kind of go above and beyond because she has to match the energy of the person playing the princess, which it would have been kind of funny if that was Xanthi, because sometimes the two tend to sound alike in certain shows. Not that Xanthi's in Funimation dubs as well, but I thought she did very well be the body double to the princess. What really got me was that last episode with the bait and switch, because it's like, where the hell did she come from?
They just shoved her in the sack, and she's like, "No questions asked. I got paid."
Yeah, then you find out from the Minotaur that the cleric paid her. It's like, oh, so this is all her own fault then.
Yeah, to which good on the cleric for having that kind of foresight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, too bad she didn't have that foresight when she had to deal with the princess, because, well, for one thing, having to do all the trouble she's given her, it's like, do you do this every so often? She's like, no, I'm asleep 80% of the time. She's like, well, why torture me then?
Cause it's funny.
Yeah. It is funny. She did a very good job for what she's given. She just wants to be popular, and Princess just wants to use it. Cadence is the Scissor Sorcerer. Yeah, you're right, Megan. He does have a very whimsical vibe about him. That's one thing I've noticed about Kyle a lot. I just wish I could hear him in like more stuff nowadays, because I mean, yeah, I know
He good.
especially if you listen to Empathetic Erased. But yeah, Chris. I almost called him Wicked. Chris Guerrero is the skeleton. Andrew, weren't you saying something in the beginning, like he had that kind of a Skeletor impression or something like that?
So, like, it's obvious the reference is that he has played Momonga, but the exact tone of voice he's using is like his best Skeletor, and it fucking works.
Yeah, it's funny. At times it works, and at other times I mistook him for another actor we'll get to later on, which is quite impressive in and of itself. He's very vocal, he's very quippy. Oh yeah, he's also the voice of the Michelin Man later in another episode.
Nice.
I couldn't believe that was him. Like,
Voice acting's fun.
yeah, it's amazing how much black magic there is in this show. Speaking of black magic, bullshit. That's Chris Wakeham.
Yeah.
Bullshit, man. Like,
Just. Yeah.
when do I stop, man? Like, what hasn't been said at this point? Because I don't think there's gonna be much to be said because he only spent 2 episodes. But even then, that is not Chris Wakeham. At least not the Chris Wakeham we know him for.
So, there's two things you could say. Bullshit, that's Wakeham. But bullshit, that's amazing too. Like, genuinely incredible and a ton of fucking fun.
Wakeham, you got just what I need. But, that's all I got to say, so.
Alrighty, so I'll start this out with, as we were mentioning, the scissor sorcerer, Kyle Ignacy, is a very entertaining, very fun little royal we he's got going for him, and it just, I also love that he's got like little like chants he throws into his dialogue. He's very polite and formal, despite the fact that he basically just gives the princess a giant pair of scissors and then it becomes fucking Clock Tower. Like, her with the giant pair of scissors straight up is the princess in Clock Tower. It's horrifying.
Oh, I was thinking...
Oh shit, when we were mentioning actors to reference in the beginning section, I forgot about one. Bryce Papenbrook is the fucking Ghost Shroud.
Many Bryce Papenbrook Ghost Shrouds died to bring you this dog.
And I think, wasn't Mike Pollock like the king Ghost Shroud?
Mike Pollock was King
him.
Ghost Shroud. Yeah,
Oh,
but
man.
yeah, so that's the thing. Kyle Ignacy is a ton of fun as the scissor sorcerer. And yeah, the high rank skeleton, I love Guerrero's Skeletor so much, I had to throw him into this episode and talk about him. He's so fucking delicious and fun. He's so fucking good. Morgan Lorray is basically just the introvert to Yuko's extrovert. She is a shy, adorable, precious little cinnamon roll. Morgan sounds very, like, restrained and very awkward, but she really is trying, and it's adorable and sweet. But also her pain is funny, too. It's sad, but it's also, like, when she's fucking lifting her.
Yeah.
Her fucking legs.
Oh my god.
Screams she gives with her fucking just fucking kills me. Morgan's so fucking funny. And yeah, no, like Nichijou made me appreciate Morgan a whole lot more, and she was like my best like lead in a comedy that year for good reason. She's a ton of fun as Harpy. And then there's Jade. Jade playing this screechy little popular dumbass. She's so fucking, like, she's trying her best. She has neither a brain cell or a thought in her head. She just wants people to look at her and like her and tell her she's pretty.
Oh, people looked at her,
like
all right.
Tracy, you know, kind of like Tracy Tagg from Fairly Odd Parents.
Tell me I'm pretty!
Tell me I'm pretty, only if you die for me.
Okay, no, she's not Trixie Tagger to a levels of bad, but...
The comparison's there. I think the tone of voice is there. But I love this very, like, I kind of, you can definitely hear a bit of the screech in Jade's voice, but I think that for QB's favor, that screech really works in her favor, because I just kind of like the way she's like, yay! I'm gonna be so popular!
Popular! I'm gonna be popular!
I'll be in such huge stress playing with Princess, and have a da da da.
Okay.
Gotta be popular.
Okay, I gotta say, like, Megan, like, right, your impression right now was so eerily similar, it actually scared me for a second.
Dude, Jade and Chrissy Tangs.
Jade.
Really?
Yeah.
Well done, well done.
I didn't. There's no way that sounded like Jade Saxton. That's bullshit.
At least you did a good QB impression. I give you props for that. But yeah, so this character is a cute little dumbass, and she is just pure screeching anxiety. Also, she has another one of my favorite lines in the show I totally forgot about, where it's like, oh no, Quilladillo! Now he's just a Dillo!
Now he's just a Dillo!
Just like the saddest in her voice is so good. Anyway, she is traumatized and she's doing her best, and I love her. Robbie Damon is a sexy, sleepy son of a bitch. Hypnos is a delight, and he's a ton of fun. He's great. I got a crack out of him with reacting to the princess and hanging out with the cast. And then, of course, Chris Waycamp as Hades. Unbelievable. Please, 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 casting directors, people. Let Guerrero use this voice more often. This is fucking
incredible.
Yes, fuck. I said Guerrero. Please, I mean, if Guerrero can pull this voice off, more power to him.
Let him do it too.
Let him do it too. Let Chris Waycamp do more characters and voices like Hades. This is unbelievably delicious, hammy 80s cartoon Saturday morning villain. I love it so much, and it sounds like he's having a fucking ball. It's incredible stuff. This crew of demons is a ton of fun, and I'm glad we got to talk about this miscellaneous group. But you know what? These guys are a little more scatterbrained. We need to look to a more tight-knit group of friends. Let's talk about our boys. Hashtag the boys. This is Quilladillo, the Grunt Goblin, Minotaur, and Frankenzombie. These are basically just the various low-level demons that kind of become like her watchguard / caretaker / friends / maybe pseudo-parents. They would absolutely send this girl to school and then take pictures of her piano recital. They are proud parents. So let's talk about who plays these characters. Quilladillo is one Ben Lepley, who has played such characters as Deaf Pierce and Grey Road in The Seven Deadly Sins, Illuso in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Golden Wind, Kyle in Carol and Tuesday, and Amai Mask in One Punch Man.
Oh, okay.
I also heard he may or may not be in a little game called Fire Emblem Three Houses. Megan, would you happen to know anything about that?
I think I may know what to do.
You did the do.
I would like to do him.
Do.
Anyways,
But the game won't let me. I stream Fire Emblem, guys. The game won't let me marry Dedue as a man. Fucking cowards.
Mount do.
somebody is. Anyways.
Yeah, Dimitri.
Touche. Anyways, playing the rest of our boys, the Grunt Goblin is Rico Fajardo, who has played characters such as Zane from The Duke of Death and His Maid, Daisuke Shima in Star Blazer Space Battleship Yamato, Itana Horbe from Assassination Classroom, and Benny Maru from That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime.
I'm saying nothing.
Ugh, damn it. I was waiting for your reaction, damn it. Oh well. The Minotaur is played by one Gianni Matrigrano, who has played such characters as the Werepanther in Dragon Ghost House Hunting, Mira from Beat X, Kimata from Memories Stink Bomb, and Leo from Arte. And the Frankenzombie is Jim Ferranda, who has played Isanari Uesugi from the Quintessential Quintuplets, King Toma Fiore from Fairy Tail, Muscular from My Hero Academia, and Denny Broche from Full Metal Alchemist and Full Metal Alchemist brotherhood. Megan, would you like to do this first?
God damn it. Fuck off. Yeah, I'll go first. Sorry. My ears are itchy. But let's start off with Rico. Rico kind of plays a little alien-looking ass one. I thought he looks like something that crawled out of Area 52. He was a lot of fun. I don't think he was necessarily the strongest of the four that I would say. He had a really good time though with it, and I could definitely feel it come through. The Minotaur, I think, was Gianni, right?
Yes.
Gianni made me laugh a lot of times because the Minotaur sound like I'm not super familiar with Gianni's work unless you count Twitter shit posts.
I love the kind of woman that will actually fucking kill me.
Yeah, like that shit. So I liked it a lot. I loved how kind of gruff and yet like really kind of like babyfied he sound. Like the part where the Minotaur they're at the human prison where they're trying to teach Syalist how to be a good prisoner, and she's like, "Gasp! You're such a monster." And he's like, "Oh," and he just sounds like a really dejected puppy. Is just like super cute, and it made me laugh. Jim Ferranda as the Franken zombie, was he the guy who's like, "Hey guys, I'm getting married"?
Yep.
Yes, he was.
Like, his delivery during that scene actually stuck with me. And I loved how he was kind of like, he was just one of those, like, steady rock kind of straight men between all of them sometimes. But my standout in this section is Ben fucking Lipley. I love Ben Lipley in this. There are times that Armadillo sounded like to do, and that did things to me. I love that I got to hear him play a lot more comedic and free in this, because Ben just has some of the fucking funniest lines. Like, "My quills! My boys!" And "No, you quill not." When she's like, "I'm gonna do it again next week." And then there's like the scene at the end, it's like, "Oh man, she's gonna leave us." And then she puts his quills in to her horns. She's like, "That's my quills! I did that!"
That's my baby girl. She's
Girl.
using my horns.
Horns.
You all see it right here. It's on TV.
That means it's true. Just, I like how he's also kind of like the voice of reason a lot of times between them. He's like, "Guys." And I like when he does the baby voice when she turns herself into the baby.
Yeah.
Oh god, I love how he's like, "Oh, this is nice. So this is what it feels like."
Like to hold a human child. God, I remember the fucking dentist scene was like, because he's usually like the lower voiced guy, and I'm just so happy that I got to hear him in this. So I'm really hoping that Sound Cadence gets to put him in other things and give him a lead. That's all I got to say.
Fair enough. Jamal.
Rico is the goblin. Megan's right. He didn't get as much to do in the show, but he did enjoy himself nonetheless. It's always nice when I hear Rico in the comedy. Let's see. Jim Ferranda is the Franken zombie. I like how he has this kind of kind of voice to him. It's like, you're just saying some really stupid stuff because you're not thinking. Well, of course you don't have a brain. And he's like, "Hey guys, I'm getting married after this battle." And I was like, really? You're gonna bring that up while you're trying to rescue the princess? And also,
They're absolutely doing a whole joke on the death flag.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, does that really apply to him?
Yeah. Also pointing out the obvious, like every time the princess dies, that she could just rescue a turtle somewhere. It's like, well, isn't that what she wanted in the first place? So I was like,
Nice.
yeah. Let's see. Gianni is the Minotaur. When I first heard him, I mistook him for somebody else, but yeah, man, Gianni's voice. I'm surprised how naturally deep it is, because like I've seen maybe a couple of his Twitch streams, pre-streams, I guess. I was surprised how naturally deep it is, but yeah, man, like he was very good in this role. And other than shit posting, Arte, BTX, I'm not too familiar with him either. I mean, I know he's a transplant at least, but I did very well with what he's got. Also,
It's funny you mentioned Arte, because I actually feel like his Minotaur voice is like eerily similar, maybe slightly lower than his Leo register.
I think it's completely lower, completely gruffier than what he did in Arte. So, also because I know Andrew's gonna bring this up soon. Yeah, I'm still not over the Spike Spiegel impression. Jesus Christ.
It's some people on this earth had skills. Some people will use them to make terrible curse things. His Columbo's not bad either, by the way.
Gianni is both.
Just one more thing.
Yeah. I haven't heard his Columbo yet, but and yeah, Ben Lepley's Quilladillo is obviously the standout here, because other than One Punch Man, I haven't really heard a lot of Ben Lepley roles, and I thought he was very cool, very neat as Quilladillo, especially the whole moment with she's just holding the little small princess. Smaller princess. I was like, oh, this is kind of cute, actually. But
he's like, oh, this is kind of nice. It feels so warm.
I feel alive.
Yeah. I think that's the moment that'll always get me. That when he quips on his quill, it's like, my quills! My boys! My quills again! It's like, you could just ask, you know.
Nah.
Yeah, they did very well. It's like, I mean, yeah, they did very well. I hope we get to see more of them someday.
Mm-hmm. Also, season 2, please and thank you.
Of this?
Yeah.
Come on,
Okay,
Japan.
All right, Jet.
Oh. Okay. Honestly, I didn't have too much to add, both because you guys covered a lot of what I probably would have said, and also because, like, if I'm being honest, this particular set of characters kind of all blended together for me a little bit. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, because these characters aren't together a lot, and they are basically like the Minion Squad. So they are supposed to kind of blend together in that sense, and I think in that respect, everyone here did a pretty good job. But sometimes I did like have a little trouble remembering which character was which. But I did like all of them. I did like all of them more or less. Jim Perdona as a Franken zombie. Like Meg was saying, I did get like a pretty good chunk on the bit where he was like mentioning that he was getting married soon, and the whole like fake death flag thing. And in general, he makes the Franken zombie come off as like a pretty nice, if kind of simple guy. Gianni Matronago is a Minotaur. It's a little deeper than what he was doing in Arte, but it was a lot of fun, and I did definitely feel for him when he was during the whole like princess hostage training thing, where like she pretends to be in fear of him, and he just sounds very sad, and I felt bad for him.
I felt bad for the baby boy.
Yeah.
Baby boy.
Yeah, Rico is a goblin ability. Didn't say that to me too much, but Rico's great at everything he does, and he was like pretty fun here, so I don't have anything I would like actually complain about. And then the artist section, like you guys were saying, is definitely like Ben Lepley as a Quilladillo. He does a pretty good job just kind of being like the straight man of this particular group, and he definitely sounds like the most deadpan, which really
He's the literal mom friend.
Yeah, which really comes across well in like all of Ben's delivery. So I thought he did a really good job there. And then just like does a really good job of sounding more level-headed, which he definitely got a need in a show as wacky as this. But he also gets a lot of like pretty good. He also gets like a lot of pretty good one-liners, which I also appreciated. So, yeah, all in all, no complaints about this section. They all did a good job.
You know, I was gonna do a bit saying that Franken Zombie was like the stoner friend, and in a way he kind of is. But it just occurred to me that Jim's delivery and the character and his design reminds me a lot, funny enough, of Ed from Ed and Eddie.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Just something about the way he looks and acts reminds me a lot of Ed. Maybe it's the little metal thing in his head. He despite being undead and brainless, he probably has more brain cells than some of the other demons in this show, all things considered.
Probably.
Yeah. I adore Gianni's baby bull. That's what I'm gonna call him, baby bull. Just big old macho, badass, tough guy. Just the sweetest friend in the world. I want to give him head pats. I want to feed him some grass and tell him he is a good little moo-moo.
Yes.
But no, I love Gianni and just that sort of like gruffness and just compliments and bounces off these other characters. Rico's a good little gremlin goblin boy. I think he's the one that stands out the least to me of this group, but he does a great job. He is a small gremlin child and he is good boy and he's good. They're all good protective parents. And then there's Ben, who is just so dumbfounded by small baby princess and is just so in love. He's like, oh, this is so peaceful and adorable and just, oh god, no. Every time she uses his quills as a weapon and he screams is a delight. And just anytime he screams the phrase "my boys," it just never fails to get a laugh out of me. I haven't heard him in a lot of comedies, but Ben is a delightful comedic actor. I would love to hear him in more comedic roles in general. This was a fucking treat. The boys are back in town, and I love these boys. I love these boys so much, and they are very good polyamorous demon dads to Syalist.
Syphilis.
Syalist.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
You were thinking it.
No, I called her Syalist.
No.
Megan, we're about to talk about her mother. She's gonna hear us. She's gonna hear you calling her baby girl syphilis, and she's gonna... Actually, what would she do?
Princess Syphilis. Give me the thumbs up and say, you're good!
Hey, just make sure you tell your demon boyfriend to get tested. Okay, I need to derail this immediately. Let's talk about some humans! Cause there are some in this show.
What the heck?
Are you okay? You just... Are you okay?
No, but I will be.
Andrew, do you just need to let it out?
Oh my god. Why do you do this? Why are you like this? Fuck. Oh, I should have known, but I'm still happy we're doing this. Donner the hero, his samurai swords boyfriend Kisho, and Queen Goodrest, also known as the narrator of this show.
Her name is Aurora, which is really funny if you think about it.
Oh, is her? Yeah. Okay.
Whoa, good rest. This time of year, this time of day, this part of the dub, localized the title within my anime?
Yes.
Can I see it?
It's more likely than you think.
Oh my god.
Can I see it?
No. Sleepy. Anyways, so, Daughter the hero is the legendary hero who's also predestined to marry, Syalist, and she is not too thrilled about it. She doesn't even remember his name. Kisho kind of talks enough that I feel like he's worth talking about. He's a cool little samurai party member. Waker does not talk enough or barely at all for me to really mention, but Waker is played by Melly Grant, so shouting them out. And yeah, the queen is the queen, and she's also a quote-unquote dummy-dumb.
Murder with purpose, that's all I say.
What? Did you ask what her breast size was?
No. Oh!
I was about to say, wow, like, and here I was surprised that Eder didn't make a single horny comment.
No, anyways, it's pretty clear that
It's me. I've got the horny brain cell tonight.
Anyways, if you're gonna ask her what her cup size is, it's obviously queen size, duh.
Andrew, that's not how bras work.
A rack fit for a king.
Andrew,
There,
go to the
Jen, is
corner.
that what you were expecting?
Go to the corner. That was bad.
I would, but I have.
You know what you did.
I know exactly what I did. My boy is looking.
Do I have to get the Proton John clip?
All right. Let me talk about who plays these characters. So, D What's His Face, aka Donner, is played by one Nicholas Andrew Louis, who I found one anime credit, which was Abukawa from Glepnir, but he has also made several other appearances in Death Battle. In case you're curious which Death Battles he partook in particular, he was the voice of Sonic in Sonic vs. Wally West Flash, Broly in Hulk vs. Broly, and in the very recent Madara vs. Aizen, he was Madara Uchiha.
Oh.
Just throwing some fun facts. I also learned, apparently, he was the lead in a Sound Cadence Studio dubbed indie game called Regalia of Men and Mardox named K, which I learned about this because K in that game looks eerily, scarily similar to Donner. And that's pretty fucking funny. Kisho is Stephen Kelly, who has played such characters as Lord Theorine from Last Dungeon Boonies, Nirasaki from Memories, Stink Bomb, and Ryo Saotome from Actors Songs Connection. And Queen Good Rest, as well as our lovely narrator, is Elizabeth Maxwell, who has played such characters as Rio Flavin from Suppose a Kid from The Last Dungeon Boonies, aka the best girl of that show, Fuck You Fight Me, Lisa from Fire Force, Arisa Utani from Fruits Basket, and Christina Wako Yamato from New Game. Jamal, would you care to start us off?
Well, first off, I'm surprised you talk about Elizabeth Maxwell and you didn't bring up Midnight from My Hero Academia.
She's got a cavalcade of super sexy ladies, dude. I can only pick so many.
Well, midnight is usually a good time for most people to be sleeping. Two, her quirk is actually to make people
you're
sleep.
doing a pun.
Come on.
Oh, you're doing a fucking pun.
That's not even a pun. That was like just something obvious, man. Like, come on. You're talking about a show about sleeping. You neglected to bring up Midnight.
You know, you make a valid point. Just because you are right, but also shut up. How dare you be right, but also shut up? That is a line I am stealing from Combatants Will Be Dispatched, because it made me laugh.
If you think about it, though, Midnight... Question. Jamal, you caught up on the manga?
For what?
No.
Andrew knows exactly where I'm going with this!
You stop that, you go in the corner.
Can't make me, you're not my real dad. You have no power over me. I'm 30.
Ash will be a sad boy. Do you want to make Ash sad? Yeah, that's what I thought.
No, cat's sad. That's illegal.
Fine, I'll send you pictures of him later.
Thank you.
Alright, continue.
Do you want me to continue or you want me to shut up?
Continue, Jamal.
Okay, then. So, starting off with Donna. Who is now? I'm gonna be honest. Other than Gleipnir, of course, I'm not too familiar with him. I haven't really watched Death Battle in a long while. But when I did hear him as Donna, I thought I can't remember exactly who it was in my head, but the voice did remind me of somebody oddly familiar. But yeah, Niggas did a very good job playing this character who's very stoic but very derpy when you get into his backstory. But also, bullshit that was pretty Naples, the younger version, because half the time you could tell that was her, the other half you could not. Like, we spoke about Black Magic with some of these characters, to which also, bullshit that was Ian Sinclair's the Rocket Turtle, but I digress.
Oh, hi.
Anyway, not did very well. It's just, you come to find out, you know, they want the hero to succeed just to get rid of the princess or something like that, but there's like, nah, you don't want the princess to be in I guess, an abusive relationship according to her. Man, that princess is vicious, man. Anyway, moving on, Stephen Kelly as the I don't know if he's a samurai though, because I know
He looks
He's like a
a
samurai
He
mage.
he looks like a
he's like a mage.
Yeah, he's a mage. He look. I know he looks like that way, but he's a mage because I remember they actually tried to make this transport spell work, and using the princess's good aura, and not realizing that her crown was like on the scissor sorcerer all of a sudden.
Okay, then he's a Fire Emblem unit.
Yes.
And there goes that bird over my head. Anyway, yeah, Steve K did good for what little he had to speak, because you don't get to see Keyshaw as much. And Manny Grant, hey Manny Grant, how you doing? It's a good thing you're also the Sand Dragon. Yeah, so there's that. Now on to the Queen herself. I really, because let's be honest, for the most part, you see the Queen as the narrator. It's making all these comments, doing this world building stuff. I like how some of the comments are a little stocky, especially when the princess achieves her quests. I'm sorry, that murder with purpose what still gets me.
Yeah.
It's only like the last couple episodes you really see her in person, then you find out the two kind of share a brain cell,
Boy, do they.
as well as a pair of eyeballs. But seriously, how do you not recognize your own child?
She's royalty. She does what needs to be done. Also, I'm pretty sure I think she knew. She's also just kind of like, you know what? My girl's doing okay.
Yeah, she kind of knew.
You go.
You're okay, honey.
Save the world by fucking a demon, sweetie.
Jesus Christ, Andrew.
Send pics.
Anyway, yeah, she knew. Like you could tell by the end that she knew, because she says have fun. Also, in regards to QB earlier, damn, she really does look like the princess, because he has hearts in her eyes and the queen has stars in her eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit.
Yep.
But yeah,
I'm
what's up?
I'm sorry. I'm just imagining like I'm just imagining the queen sending Saya letters while she's in the demon castle, and I'm just imagining her just like trying really hard to be friendly, but also trying and failing really hard to hide her thirst. My dear Saya. Quick question about that cutie. Is he a shower or a grower?
Oh my
No
god,
reason.
Andrew.
Andrew.
I'm sorry.
By the way, I was searching on Discord for something for a later section, and I'm not going to say the name, but I see why you got that name you did.
Anyways, that's what's up. That's what happened.
Anyway, much unlike the queen, I'm tapped
What is
out,
your fucking-
so...
Alright, Jet.
Sure. I can be really quick with Stephen Kelly's Keisho. He sounded fine for the most part. I can't really think of anything I complain about, but the character also just kind of faded into the background to me because he doesn't show up a whole lot. That he's just kind of there offering support for the hero, like he does. Like he does fine, but like the character himself wasn't like particularly memorable to me. So
That's fair.
Yeah.
Nicholas Andrew Louis as Daughter of the Hero. I obviously not really familiar with him at all, so this is kind of my first impression of him. And I got to admit, starting out, I thought he was probably the shakiest performance in this dub. Starting out, I didn't think he sounded like particularly bad or anything, but there were definitely like a couple of line reads that sounded like maybe a little leave me a little shaky every now and then.
I think that was the intent with the character because he's supposed to be the hero. So I was brave and stoic and everything.
I do get like the obvious joke with that, like him like screaming all his lines and whatnot was like supposed to be the joke. So, so in that respect, I don't have like any complaints about like the style of the performances. There were a couple of line reads that were like, yeah, I thought that could have like maybe been done a little better.
Yeah, I can see that.
But yeah, he did a. But other than that, I thought he did a pretty solid job with the character. I mean, the character is obviously supposed to be loud and obnoxious, so like, there's only so much you can like accurately critique here, but I thought he did a really good job of like making that work. I definitely didn't want to like put the character into the side as much as like the other characters did. I definitely didn't find myself getting annoyed with the character every now and then, so in that respect, Nicholas did a really good job there.
He's very lame.
Oh yeah, he is extremely lame. And then Elizabeth Maxwell as the queen was pretty fun. We didn't get a whole lot of time with that character, but I thought I thought she did a pretty good job with her. I appreciated the joke where she couldn't recognize I for some reason. That was pretty funny. But then it turned out that she knew and was just like okay with it, which was kind of sweet. And I also liked Elizabeth as a narrator. She was pretty fun. Definitely interesting the style of narration they went for here because the Japanese version pretty much played the narration straight more or less, and all the like good jobs during all the quest completions were pretty much done entirely straight in Japanese. So the dub playing fast and loose could have like. I mean, it sounds like kind of. I mean, I don't really want to go for any like negative comparisons, but I guess it's very easy to imagine a scenario where that could have gotten really obnoxious, and you could have gotten like the same reaction people had to Ian Sinclair's narration in the Kaguya-sama dub. But
I get it.
But definitely that didn't happen, and it worked like just well enough that it didn't feel like super intrusive or anything, and it also helped that a lot of the jokes they used actually were pretty funny, so that definitely helped a lot.
Yeah, I feel like playing that bit so straight when it's like throughout the entire show seems very missed opportunity.
I could get it. Playing that too straight would have been boring. So like having, they had just enough fun with that it worked really well.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I agree.
And
okay.
yeah, that's all I have to say.
Cool, thank you, Megan.
I don't have much to say about Stephen Kelly's character, unfortunately. He sounded kind of gruff and sorry, I can't honestly say I particularly paid attention to his performance. I have to agree with Jet that Nicholas as Donner was really rough in the beginning. He was easily my least favorite performance in the beginning of the show. I felt that his stuff wasn't up to snuff like the Demon Castle acting was. And honestly, I think, as is the point of the show, Donner is just a really annoying character. And he's kind of a snotty little asshole. He's kind of an unknowing asshole. And I love the fact that they use the demons take Silas's just displeasure of him as a person as if he is really abusing her, and they're all like, no, that's what really gets them on board of taking care of her.
Because until then, they were like, okay, we'll whittle him away a little. We'll do the back and forth. And then they're just like, oh, we're gonna kill this guy.
Yeah, no, we're gonna fucking kill this dude. This is our kid now. She's one of us now. Fuck off. And then I actually really liked Elizabeth as the narrator. I'm definitely on the same page as Andrew that having her play it as a very straight-faced thing, would have not really is a missed opportunity, and that they fudged around with it a little here.
Especially with a voice like hers.
Was as much as it would have been like kind of nice to having her get to like kind of goof it up a bit was great because it felt very much like the queen herself was doing it as like this knowing third party. And like I feel like she kind of let Syalist get kidnapped because she wants to end the stuff with the demons. But she knows she can't do it. And I really love how she gives them the "good job, sweetie, have fun" type of thing. And also be shout out to the guy who plays Evening Star.
I believe that was Edward Bosco.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I legitimately thought the scenes where the I keep wanting to call her Syphilis.
Oh, okay, yeah. I forgot to mention...
The princess, the cleric, and Twilight are all in the night suit, and she's just fucking dying inside as he's telling embarrassing stories about her.
Which, that whole scene was adorable. Like, a kid say, like, oh, that darn little kid. She wanted to be a magical girl, and asked
and then
everybody
she just
what
doesn't want it, and then it's like, haha, she's got a short tongue, and gave her a compliment. But no, overall, I think Elizabeth was again the standout of the section.
Oh, definitely.
So.
Yeah, I was
Also,
gonna say I
soap
appreciated the plot line during that whole thing with the embarrassing sequences. That's like at the inside, just like goes back to her bed and goes to sleep and tries to pretend that that ever happened.
None of this happened. Good night, good day. Go home. Fuck this.
I see.
Fuck
I
the
see
church. Here's
nothing.
91.
I hear nothing. This is not happening.
Oh, okay. Good smile. Thanks.
Also, what fucking soap opera was she watching where it's the lady in that
My
is
question
like,
is, where did they get the soap opera?
it was her mom's.
I can definitely believe that.
Just okay.
I am now headcanoning that the queen is secretly a super freak that's down to pound the demons.
Super freak, super freak, super freak. Anyway, I'm done.
All right, so yeah, Keisho is fun. Stephen Kelly is a very talented actor. I'm glad he's popped up in as many sound cadence things as he has. He does a good job here. I just wanted to mention him because he's fun. I'll start off with Elizabeth Maxwell, who is a ton of fun. She's a very sweet lady. She's a very sweet, soft voice that she offers, but kind of like a chaotic sweet voice too. She has a lot of fun with the quips things. Murder with a Purpose is a good one. God, yeah. She has a lot of fun little quest complete things that she offers. And it's a ton of fun. And of course, I love when she finally gets to reunite with Saya. Kind of. While QB's just shitting her pants. And she's like, my baby girl's home.
Kyubei's like, I did not sign up for this shit.
And I also just love that her last line is, man, that Demon King's quite the cutie.
Yeah!
I don't know if that's her being like, I'm proud my daughter picked up a cute one, or if she's like, sweetie, if you don't make a move, I will.
Ooh, boy.
Smells like NTR.
Oh, good God.
Which, like, Twilight is such a pure vanilla boy.
My little NT, my little NT. Oh, my little NTR.
Yeah, Twilight doesn't strike me as the type be equipped to deal with Mills, but...
See, Megan, you joke, but I was thinking, like, her writing letters...
I wonder what cucking my daughter would be. My little NTR. I'm gonna have so much fun with Twilight, you see.
Are we done
pegging him. Lots of
Are we done talking about Queen MILF already? Jesus Christ.
Hold on. I'm going to write lyrics to this song by the end of this episode.
I believe you, and I am deathly afraid. Elizabeth Maxwell is a ton of fun as the queen, and I'm gonna actually give a shout out to Nicholas as daughter, because I honestly think he is a little rough at the start. He really grows into it as this basically lame dweeb of a person. If I was to describe him, it's like he's like an RPG hero that's trying to be like a wannabe whiny Ash Ketchum in that he's trying to be a cool guy, but he's so fucking lame at being a cool guy. But like, he's selling like the heroic bravado, despite the fact that everybody around him is like, dude, you are so fucking bad at this. But my favorite scene with him is when he accidentally invades the princess's dream, and he just starts dropping a bunch of unabashed video game references where he's like, haha, princess, woohoo, it's a me. And then, of course,
It's me, your worst nightmare, Chris Barrett.
Oh, no. No.
Megan, that was a deep cut.
No, absolutely fucking not.
you know, this is exactly what I signed up for. I'm not going to be like, this is what I signed up for. No, I knew what I was going in for, and I'm still glad I did it. Also, I love of course, the obvious, get over here,
Yes!
does, but... No, he's got a lot of video game references where he's like, we will go right, which is the right way. Left is right.
Speaking of...
He's got such a fucking dweeb confidence that he thinks he's cool, but he's actually fucking lame. And I think Nicholas really brings that like chaotic dweeb energy to him. But yeah, no, I adore the dream sequence where he's just harassing her and she's just running away for dear life. And I think Nicholas absolutely kills that scene. And he's actually pretty fun, and he really grows into it as the show goes along. And yeah, so those were the humans, and we are now done talking about them smelly humans. Let's talk about them cool demons, like the Big 10, despite us only seeing like 6 of them. Anyways, let's talk about a couple of them. Let's talk about Neo Alaroon, Fire Venom Dragon, and Poseidon. Neo Alaroon is a plant lady. Fire Venom Dragon is a Fire Venom Dragon. Keep up. And Poseidon is... Poseidon.
He's a fish guy.
He's a freaky fish guy.
Who?
He's a blue twink.
He's also Hades' younger brother.
Oh yeah, that is true. Yeah. Okay, no, he's not a twink. He's a short stack. He's pretty jacked. He's like Asta size.
To which I wonder if all the Olympic gods are referenced in this series, does that mean Zeus exists?
Oh.
Yes.
To which I'm like, man, I wonder how horny this series interpretation of Zeus is.
Alright, I've done it.
Oh.
I've done it.
Oh, good God.
Are you ready?
What? Oh god, she's doing it. Fuck. All right. Hit me, bitch.
Do you want me to do it now, or do you want me to do it at the end?
You know what?
I'll say save it. I'll say save it for the end.
That should be a closer. So yeah, let's talk about some demons. All right. So playing Neo Alaroon is Michelle Knott, who has played such characters as Athena Glory in Aria the Animation, Sanai Shikigami in Ladies vs. Butlers, Karina in One Piece Film Gold, and Jessie, among others, in a lot of the current Pokemon dubs. Fire Venom Dragon is Jason Marnocha, who has played the Demon King in The Seven Deadly Sins, Gimmme in Dragon Quest Your Story, Headmaster Helvis in Hells, and of course, Megatron in Transformers War for Cybertron Siege. That counts. And Poseidon is one Kevin Thelwell, who has played such characters as Tate Percival in Moriarty the Patriot, Kakeru Keshi in Kakushi Goto, Onima, aka one of Endeavor's sidekicks in My Hero Academia, and Mio in Megalobox 2 Nomad. Jay, you want to start us off?
Sure. Kevin Thelwell as Poseidon was pretty solid. So, admittedly, he was just kind of like the straight man of the Big Ten, so he didn't like stand out as much. But but I thought it was a lot of fun, kind of like playing off a lot of the wacky personalities, and Kevin did a pretty good job of making him sound like the most level-headed and reasonable out of the Sponge. So that was a lot of fun. Jason Marnocha as Fire Venom Dragon was a lot of fun. It's definitely It's definitely the deeper end of Jason's register, and it sounds pretty close with Megatron voice, which is a lot of fun. And in general, I appreciate how this character sounds very big and gruff, and just kind of like, if not specifically getting dunked on, I guess just kind of like gets screwed over the most by sheer accident. Especially that whole bit where he was like fighting the hero, and then like all this stuff keeps happening to him during the middle of the fight.
The fucking demon princess doll.
Yeah.
Just fucking killing me.
How like he had all this stuff prepared for the fight, and then like everyone apparently did something to all his equipment.
I have been thwarted by this silly. It has been replaced by this silly, strange contraption.
He's also the guy who got to say free Shivakadu.
Oh, shoot!
Yeah. So his delivery that episode was pretty fun. Especially just like, this princess keeps talking to me, and everyone's just trying to be like, oh, yeah. It's definitely her. It's definitely just her.
They're all trying to blame her when they're guilty.
Oh, my God. Can we talk about, like, because I know the other two in the next section. Two of them switched out items, forgot to switch it back. One doesn't know the genres of books, and the other was like, would this blow up in his face? Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
One of those is like, yes, this is fine.
Yeah, and then lastly, Michelle Knotts is Neo Alaroon. I mean, it's basically just Jesse, which is like, there's nothing wrong with that, but like, I hear the character and I can't like unhear Jesse from Pokemon because I just watched too much Pokemon, so.
It's basically Jesse playing Poison Ivy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I like the character. She sounds very like, if not nice and sweet, like she's trying her best to sound like the most. She's trying her best to sound like the most level-headed one, and like, oh, you guys are being too hard on the princess, and the rest of us are being like, you have no idea. It's just her interaction where she's just like watching her brother get brutally murdered by the princess and trying her best to be like open-minded about it. And I appreciate how like that joke. I appreciate just like the puns at the end where she just like walks up to Princess and someone's like, "Oh, you are human, aren't you? Aren't you?"
What?
And then she's like, and then like everything after that, where she tries her best to be like the mom of the group, even though that's like obviously the clerk. But she tries her best to be the mom, and it's kind of like inadvertently causes more trouble, which is always pretty funny. And Michelle's delivery is like really top notch. So
see, if I was to describe it, Alaroon has the MILF energy, while the reality is the cleric has the actual mom energy.
Basically. Basically, yeah, a lot of Michelle's delivery are really funny, which is, again, not surprising because, obviously, Jesse from Pokemon, so, of course, he's good at that. But yeah, definitely liked all three of these a lot.
Okay. Megan.
Okay, so I totally did not put together that was Jessie from Pokemon.
Yeah,
it happens.
I didn't know that. So I was like, "Aw, she sounds so cute and kind of motherly." And I love the part where she's just like, "It's fine. She's not doing anything wrong, and she's clearly traumatized." And like the slow levels of Michelle not sounding as she's dying inside, as she's watching her family be murdered. And I think my favorite part is, well, as long as she's using the whole thing, it's fine. Kicks the other one away.
Internally screaming.
I also feel like she has the single best "what happened" in the entire fucking show.
The What Happened Award. The Matt McMuscles Award for What Happened.
That goes to Michelle Knott.
Picture of Matt McMuscles here. Can we commission him to do the display with us? No. I wish. No. So I thought she was a ton of fun. I again, because I had no idea that she plays Jessie, that was not in my mind, and I just enjoyed her very like sweet but yet kind of evil demon plant lady voice, and I thought that she was kind of like the most like kind of gentle person. Was she one of the people who fucked with the bags?
Yeah.
Yes, she was the one that
She put the avocados.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She created the free shavakadu.
She very much did.
And then let's go to Jason Marnoka as Fire Dragon. Again, didn't know that was him. I liked how he was kind of the gruff but straight man, and I just love when he was just like, this all went wrong. And he's just like dealing with this shit. And he's just like, I'm so tired of you fucking people. And I love when they're like, dude, you're trying to give him a going away party. And she keeps ruining it.
They just don't shoo her out of meetings.
Like when she has the Vuvuzela.
Oh god, the Vuvuzela.
I thought something was wrong with my television.
Dude, same! I thought something was wrong too, and then I realized, oh, that's actually in universe.
I completely blocked that sound out of my head. I was like...
After that one World Cup, we've all become immune to Vuvuzelas.
How long ago was that?
11 years.
What?
Fuck you! No, it wasn't.
No. The
Hold on.
Vuvuzela one was 7 years ago, actually. Believe me, I know.
Fuck you! It was the 2010 World Cup.
Oh, what?
Jesus fucking Christ! What the fuck is time? I hate this.
Hold on, I'm putting.
No, I
If
believe
you would like to relive 10 years ago.
No, bitch! Don't you do it? Okay, you just posted a YouTube video. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so I really like Jason's kind of like more straight man. Kevin as Poseidon was great because he was kind of the more like adorable-ish type of voice. He sounded very much like a teenage anime protagonist, which is what Poseidon looks like. I love the part where they're like, she broke his ankles. And it's like, what did she do? That was a great move. And he's just like, oh my god.
He's just so flustered. I'm like, oh, baby.
Yeah, it's just like, you know what else? You know what else is kind of flustering, Andrew?
What?
Oh, fuck you!
How dare! How dare! Okay. How dare you do this on the day of my sleepy daughter's podcast?
I should apologize for what...
That's not even the curse thing that I'm doing. You don't have to apologize for saying fuck you to me.
No.
Fair, but...
Overall, I really like these guys. These guys were a really good, solid secondary cast.
Okie doke.
I'm done, and I promise I will not play Vuvuzela Sounds again.
Thank you. Jamal.
Argentina versus Colombia. Fuck me, man.
Having some sports flashbacks?
You ever try to work a kitchen with your boss solo, and the bar is standing room only?
Ooh.
That's not happened once but twice. Anyway, that's not the point we're trying to talk about here. Let's start with Kevin as Poseidon. You're right, he is the straight man to the Big Ten, but that's because, like, he kind of wises up to everybody's ethics, like, especially with the, I think episode 7 or 8, where the dragon goes off to fight the hero, and you find out that, like, the part of the Big Ten just, like, made all these screw-ups that caused him to lose his battle, and you're like, yeah, he realizes something's up, but he doesn't quite know what it is yet. And then, of course, there's also, like, moments where he kind of let his guard down, like, that was a very nice move. Like, I'm like, wait, so she said something nice to you, and you just get weak at the knees? Unbelievable. But he did very well. It kind of reminded me of his Kakaru from Kakashigoto.
I could hear it, yeah.
Come to think of it, wasn't Kakaru also the straight man in his group?
Kakaru was the young newbie that was doing his best and didn't quite know the exact filters to use around the boss yet.
Yeah, I guess.
So, yes.
Yeah, I guess something like that. Michelle Watts' Neo Armani. Yeah, it is basically just he voicing Poison Ivy, and I like how, like, sometimes she puts on a straight face, even if, like, the toughest of situations, such as the massacre of her brother, Every time she's sympathetic to the princess. There was one time she did open her eyes, so you know like shit got real. Oh yeah, that was when they were the everybody was trying to ignore the princess, or they were trying to treat us the princess she should be. And she's like, "You think ignoring her would do the trick?" But what really got me, of course, again the big battle, when she switched out the grenades for Avakados, and she just blames the princess, and she's like, "Oh, faux show." I'm like, wait, hold on. She said faux show? That was something I did not expect, because, yeah, screw it, that probably would be something I'd expect. And, Jason Momoa is the Fire Venom Dragon. You say, wait, who are you playing Cybertron?
Megatron.
Megatron.
Like, he has been several canon voices for Megatron in the past couple of years.
Okay, you say Megatron, I think 90s Power Ranger villain of the week, or Void Knight if you're watching Dino Fury. But yeah.
Wait, who in Dino Fury?
I'm so fucking behind on the new Power Ranger season.
The Void Knight, he's the main bad guy. So.
Yeah, I know. I've watched the first half. I haven't watched the second half.
Oh, I was asking because I didn't know.
Okay.
Is it Dino Fury?
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, it's that kind of filter that kind of reminded me. I'm like, oh man, it's about to get interesting. And then then he gets screwed over. He has to come back and he vents to his co-workers, and then the co-workers realize all the antics caused him this trouble. And the fact that he wants to take it out of the princess, I have words for her, mean ones.
Mean ones.
That was just sweet.
That fucking line killed me.
Oh, you could sense he was going for that type of vibe, to be honest, but. And that's one of the things I like about Jason Momoa. That's one of the reasons I gave him a W for his performance in Hell, is because he knows how to channel that kind of vibe for either the era or the type of show that it is. So dude's just
a good actor, yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see more of his stuff. That's all I have to say.
Alrighty. So, I will also start with Kevin as Poseidon. He's a very good boy doing his best, and... Oh, wait, hang on. Before I continue, I just thought of something.
What?
Why are they called the Big Ten when they're more like the Sinister Six?
Fuck counting.
Yeah. Oh, no, I dropped my phone. Anyways, I like Kevin a lot as Poseidon. I think he's got a very good... cool as a cucumber tone of voice. He is very much the less crazy member of the group. He also seems to be the one to observe some of the most absurd things going on. Like, he didn't do anything to fuck with Venom Dragon. He's the one that knows everybody's sweating bullets right now.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just like, y'all good? Y'all fine? And then, of course, I love when he gets flustered by the princess. And then, one of my other favorite moments, underrated moments, is when they go to the human world, they're like, okay, so I know I can't go to the human world because I would stand out with all my blue skin and stuff, but like,
why does he get to go?
he's a fucking dog. How is he gonna blend? And he's like the voice of reason among a bunch of crazy people. And I think Kevin captures that very well, and he's a ton of fun. Michelle Knotts is sweet, kind of sexy, but very motherly as well. And I love how she has this very, like, chaotic relationship with Saya before just becoming, like, big mom friends. And it is just a ton of fun seeing her interact and just adopt this child. Just being like, I've only had Saya for a day and a half, but if anything happened to her, I'd kill her and then myself. I'd kill everybody in this room and then myself, yeah. Just a powerful energy. But no, Michelle's got a very fun voice. It works really, really well for Alaroon. I think she's a really perfect fit for the character. And Jason Momoa. I'm just going to say it. He has the single most perfect yeet in the entirety of Sleepy Princess. The single perfect yeet was uttered by Jason Marnocha, and it fucking kills me every time he does it, because it's this very dramatic battle, and he just kind of gives up with the fucking stupid avocado, and he's just like, yeet! And it fucking cracks me up. Anime directors, never underestimate the power of one good yeet. It's kind of like a dub with one good fuck. One good yeet, if you place it right, if you use it right, it can fucking kill your audience dead with laughter and send their sides to orbit. Anyways, Jason Marnocha's fucking good. He's very strong, very commanding, intimidating, but also very angry, defeatist when he's getting fucked with by the hero and his comrades. And just the mean words comment. But also he I love when they're scolding her. It's like no cream soda for a week. It's like, what the fuck? No, wait, it's no soft drinks for a week. What the fuck? Is she a fucking timeout? What's wrong with this bullshit? But no, Jason Marnocha is a ton of fun. Jason, Michelle, and Kevin are a very, very great trio. But the real big three of this show. Oh boy. Let's talk about them. Some of the best characters in the show, featuring no other than Twilight the Demon King, the Demon Cleric, who I learned his name is Leonard, by the way.
Yep.
And the Great Red Siberian.
Wait, the demon cleric's name is Leonard?
His name's Leonard.
The fuck? Damn, bitch.
I learned that recently. It's like, oh, okay, cool. Hi, Leonard. So the demon cleric is just, he's your get out of death free card. And he's a good boy who's doing his best.
I'm sorry, get out of death free? You have seen how many times the princess has died in the show, right?
She's still she still undies.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it still counts. And then there's the Great Red Siberian, who loves the rules, loves the Demon King, and is just a big furry boy, and he's adorable. Also, there's a picture with Twilight, which has him and, like, a younger Siberian, so I think he's always been his... You good, dude?
Yeah, good.
You sure?
Yes, I was doing a bit.
Yeah.
Please knock it off.
Yeah.
I know.
You kind of sounded like you were in heat there, bud.
Andrew, shut up.
Moving on.
And then
Think
there's
about it, Andrew. Don't be mean to the dog.
Fine. I'll throw biscuits at you later, Jamal. Have a biscuit! Anyways, Twilight the Demon King is the Demon King. He's a stupid, kind... God, he's actually a himbo. God, Twilight the Demon King is actually a himbo. Anyways, playing these characters, the Great Red Siberian is played by one J. Michael Tatum, who has played such characters as Isaac Dean in Baccano, Rintaro Okabe in Steins Gate, Lord Gel in Space Dandy, and Tenya Ida from My Hero Academia. Leonard the Cleric is played by Mike Himoto, who has played such characters as Akane Kashiwazaki from Run with the Wind, Karu Ijuin from Tada Never Falls in Love, Tada Banri from Golden Time, and Thorfinn from the Sentai dub of Vinland Saga. And Twilight is played by one Alejandro Saab, who has played characters such as Teranori Kuga from Food Wars, Junichi Hashiba from My First Girlfriend is a Gal, Uno from Nanbaka, and Tamotsu Denkigai from Akiba's Trip the Animation. Jamal, since you were huffing and puffing, would you like to go first?
Yeah, I'll blow your house down while I'm at it. So let's start with Tatum. Let's be honest, when we were all thinking who was gonna play the Great Red Siberian, everybody thought it was Tatum, and to nobody's surprise, it was Tatum. Well, what makes this Tatum performance kind of different is because, of course, Red Siberian is a dog, so you kind of have to see Tatum go above and beyond his usual antics, especially when he's a little more straight-laced of the Big Ten, being the rules, being the compliant guy he is, but also having to hear him make dog noises too, like, especially when he goes into the human world and he's badly disguised as a ghost, and you're just like, Jesus Christ. So when you see him just chewing our food or something like that, you just see him huffing and puffing. It's pretty kind of cool, especially in the last episode when Twilight, the Demon King, accompanies the princess to get a special pair of underwear for the Christmas. He's just making sounds that I normally hear my dog go whenever my dad he even steps outside 10 feet away or something. It's like, Jesus Christ. I know you miss it, but he's not gone for long. But I get it. So
He doesn't know his sense of time. He could be gone for an hour or he can be gone for a millennia. He doesn't know when his master is going to be back and he misses him.
It's more distance than time, to be honest, but I'm just speaking from a dog owner's perspective, so.
I'm speaking from a dog and cat owner's perspective. The pandemic has given them all separation anxiety like a fucking god. My god.
No, mine still it gets on me for food, so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They're cute enough to warrant it.
That is true. Speaking of 2010. Anyway, I'm going to save the Demon King for last. Mike Haimoto as the Demon Cleric. Very soothing, very calming voice. Also, hi Mike Haimoto, we meet again. I wasn't expecting to hear him in the Funimation dub like this, but when I saw he was cast, I was like, yeah, that definitely fits. I didn't know. I'm not aware of his comedic chops as much, other than Tada Never Falls in Love. Also, he plays a character named Tada in Golden Time. So, anyway, hearing him as Leonard kind of gets used and abused from time to time. I still remember when the princess uses his horns to just grind down the edges of the coffin. I was like, damn, that is not what they mean by getting railed, but okay. Anyway.
He wasn't getting railed, he was getting edged. There's a difference.
Yeah, speaking of edge, the whole thing with this show is I think after episode 6 or so, it starts making kind of innuendos with a misconstruction. Yeah, let's go with that, misconstruction. The moment with the princess's pressure points, when she approaches him to essentially get him to do acupuncture, and he's just sitting there with a dead stare. Oh man. It's amazing the things Mike has to deal with his character, especially when he approaches Twilight about some paperwork, and he catches him with the princess because the princess wants to know more about pajama parties.
Oh my god!
Oh my god, that was the standout moment for him because he had to lose it. It's Twilight's wait, this is not what you think. Let's watch what you think. And Mike has had enough of his bullshit, man.
God. Oh, okay, sorry, I have to say, my favorite line delivery from Mike is the princess and the Demon King? This can't be! I'ma put a stop to this.
Hey,
That fucking delivery kills me. And then he just fucking screams bloody murder at him.
Oh, I guess that's your boss, but even he knows he shouldn't cross that line. But, oh my God. I think that was probably like one of my biggest highlights for him. And then we get to the Demon King himself, which is Alejandro Sang being Alejandro Sang. Like, he can take this any direction he wants to. It kind of reminds, in some ways, I guess, it kind of reminds me a little bit like Carlton from Fresh Prince. Like, he has that kind of vibe to him. Like, he's just trying to be uppity and like do what needs to be done. But in real life, it's like he's kind of powerless within his own construct, I guess. And like, especially when he's trying to talk to the princess just sleeping. It's like, let's leave her be for right now. That kind of thing. That kind of vibe. But I think one of my favorite things is like how he kind of gets abused from time to time. Like, whenever some mischief happens with the princess, and he goes down the hill, he's like, wait, what happened? Like, with the whole windshield thing. And she just pretty much trashed that whole thing. And let's see what else. Oh, when she was trying to build a waterbed, everybody from the Big Ten or the Sinister Six or whatever you want to call them went to help.
Willingly or unwillingly, yes.
Yeah, unwillingly. To which he's the only one that's tied up and is used to hold a water main. And he's like,
it's still in there.
He's like, you're just gonna leave me in here? But yeah, for every antic that the Demon King encounters, Alejandro knows how to play that very well. I mean, he's literally grooving while he's snoozing, Oh, yes. Oh, I just remembered something. Because of the way the script kind of lends itself, I thought that maybe it was just a production error or some kind of oversight, but I think it was intended. At one point, he says Nani in the dub.
Oh, no.
No, that's
that is
intended.
not an oversight.
No, here's why. No,
110%. That is 120 fucking percent. I guarantee.
Let me finish, Andrew. Let me finish.
Sorry.
That's going hand in hand with the princess, because I couldn't tell if that was an oversight, and then I heard Alejandro say Nani. I was like, yeah, that's definitely intentional. I'm like, but then I realized I do not recall him ever saying Nani before, and this is the second time I watched the show.
I'm gonna be honest, like, that absolutely seems like something Alejandro would suggest, being like, what if I just said Nani? And then they're like, yeah, fucking sure, why not? It worked! It fucking worked! You got a crack out of me.
Yeah, I guess taking a page from Noah's book, that's something that kind of lends credence to this dub. Anyway, Ed book, everybody did very well. I'm all tapped out for words, but I think everybody did a very good job here. That's all I got to say.
Okie dokie. Jet.
Sure. I'll segment. Also, with my Kaimoto as a clerk, I really liked his performance. He gave, like I said before, he gave very good mom energy to the performance. He definitely did a good job of making the clerk sound like easily the most level-headed one of the entire cast. Definitely like the smartest guy in the room, which certainly isn't saying much with a lot of these characters, but he was definitely kind of the one holding everything together.
He's the only one who pieced together who D. What's it was.
Yeah, immediately.
Knew the whole time.
yeah, and I appreciate it. As soon as he figured out, it's like, as soon as he figured out, it's like, oh, he's like goes to fire venom dragon. He's like, oh, like, make sure you really kill the hero this time.
Because he totally has a thing for the princess.
Or if not a thing, he is at least very protective of the princess. Like, don't you hurt my kid.
No, actually, they said that they toned him down a lot from the manga.
Wait, what?
Yeah, in the manga, he's like a little bit more of a stalker to her.
What
the fuck?
Really?
Uh-huh.
I did not get that vibe at all.
This is news to me.
Did not get that vibe at all.
What?
Wow.
What the fuck?
That's a good change if that's where it was. Yeah, wow, wild. Huh.
Good on Doga Kobo making good changes.
Doga,
Yeah, that was a good call.
Doga be coping, man.
But I definitely like Mike's delivery that did, and in general, he just does a really good job playing off the other characters, and like Jamal was saying, definitely did a really good job during that scene. Where Twilight's with Saya like on the bed, and he thinks they're like doing the thing, and the clerk just flips out.
Or as Twilight would say, doing the do.
So Mike's delivery there was priceless, and it was really funny. And then J. Michael Tatum as Great Siberian. It's J. Michael Tatum playing an authoritative character with glasses. This is pretty much him in his wheelhouse, and like a lot of it is kind of the very typical like this is a very snobby J. Michael Tatum character, and he's always very good at that sort of thing. And does a great job of making Great Siberian sound very prim and proper, but also just high strung enough to be really funny. But no, the thing that really, really makes the performance work is all the dog noises he has to do.
Yep.
Yes. it's so good.
Yeah, because that wasn't like non-existent in the Japanese version. That is definitely like a touch the dub really leaned into, and it just makes the performance a lot funnier. This fact that there's just so many points where he's just making like actual dog noises, and I was rolling.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like,
it's beautiful. Yeah, but I definitely just appreciate how much the character kind of evolves from like in the beginning. It's like, oh, okay, this is like a very serious character who might actually be able to keep the princess in line eventually. Like, no, he's just. He's like, no, he's like, he because it's a protective of her and everyone else, and also, like, he can't really rate her in all that much.
He tried.
It's like occasionally he might get to take a couple of her toys away, but inevitably he can't really do much else.
I think he realized what her deal was early on when he's like, you live like this?
I definitely appreciated Dave's delivery with that line. That was priceless. And then, of course, Alejandro Sam as Twilight. It's amazing. He does a really great job of making Twilight sound like he's desperate to come off as this strong and serious authority figure, but he just gets undermined at literally every opportunity. Either because the princess is like busy murdering everything in sight, or like his minions are all like clearly smarter than he is. And Alejandro's delivery just makes pretty much every scene he's in great. He has some fantastic comedic timing, and he does a really good job of making the king sound high strung basically all the time, because he's like pretty much never in control of any situation, and that just makes everything a lot funnier.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I definitely appreciate that he was like kind of able to dial back some of the funny a bit during like the bit in episode 10 where he's like talking about relations between the two races, and you can kind of tell through Alejandro's delivery that the king is at least like maybe a little stubborn about that, because like everyone else, he's kind of grown attached to the princess in his own way. And I thought the whole thing was really sweet, but like in general, Alejandro just gets like so many great one-liners, doing the do and all that good stuff. It's just a really fun performance. Like, definitely. Okay, there's some debate as to whether it is the best performance in the dub, but it is real. If it's not the best performance, it is definitely at least number 2. It's really great.
I know it goes hand in hand with the lead. That's all I can say.
It definitely does.
Okay. Megan.
Let me start with Red Siberian, who is a very good boy, and yes, he's hot. Hi, Impy. J. Michael Tatum plays him with the bravado of J. Michael Tatum done with the people's shit. Red Siberian is that guy who's been there for 30 years, is the second in command, but clearly still isn't getting paid enough for this shit. Especially with the new guy running around the office. He plays him well. I love when they go to the castle and he gets left behind. And he's on the ground and Tatum has to do the dog whining noises.
Yep.
It's like he misses his master.
It's so
Or
cute.
when they're at LineCon and he's literally in a sheet and she's pulling on his ears.
I love how she's like going to say that his costume sucks, but then he's being cute, so she just ignores it.
And I just love how he is very much he's like I've lovingly referred to them as her 3 gay dads. And he's like the strict gay dad. It's like, bitch. Also Tatum nailed his defining character introduction, which makes me want J. Michael Tatum to say, "Damn, bitch, you really live like this."
Oh my god, it just hit me.
What?
When you mentioned he's like the strict gay dad, it just occurred to me. Siberian is Captain Holt from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
9-9?
I haven't watched much that even I understood that.
Oh my god, somebody has to do the thing of Jake calling Holt his dad to Syalist and Siberian now.
Fuck, it worked! It worked!
Twilight can be Stephanie Burich's character. No, so the thing I liked about him, though, is he's got this right level of hard-ass and absolute dolt to be the mom. Mike Haimoto chews the scenery as Leonard. He gets those smarmy, undermined lines with the right levels of, I don't know what I'm doing! Or, princess! No, don't touch that! And I think, to me, one of his best line deliveries is, I don't know, I stuck her in the bag and brought her, I panicked!
Yeah.
But I like how Mike plays him as, like, the smarmy one at times, like, this bomb will blow him up. It'll be fine. Just put these in there. And just, he's the fun dad. He's the dad who's trying to be, like, stern, but he can't. And then, I can't add more than what you've already said. And then, damn, Alejandro steals the scene in this dub. His Twilight is hammy. His Twilight is hysterical. The yeets, the my boys, the false bravado. But to me, the thing that Alejandro 100% nails is the genuine pathos in episode 10. It's that when they're up at the fireworks and they're talking about how he wants peace between the worlds because they've been let down, I genuinely felt for him. And for having a whole show where Twilight is genuinely depicted as this kind of outsmarted, bumbling king who gets picked on by Hades and is getting outsmarted by a tiny girl into her pajamas. I thought that scene really captured why Alejandro is so well liked as a voice actor. He was able, in that episode, he was instantly able to go from gut-bustingly funny to making you want to cry without breaking a sweat, it felt like. So genuinely, like, props there. I think Alejandro is my favorite performance in the dub, and he's definitely, I think the best performance.
Well said. So I love the fact that Siberian is just, it's like,
he's Tenya Ida for furries.
Yes, well, specifically, that is exactly what it is. You're 110% correct. But I was trying to think, it's like, he's trying to be Sebastian, but he's actually Tenya, is the way I would describe it, where Siberian wants to be the cool, suave, strict butler, but he's actually just the giant dork in glasses who's like, follow the rules or you don't get any supper. But he's also just a giant, fucking adorable, dumb dog. Just the goodest boy. just it says a lot where it's like he absolutely sells just the pure kind dog energy while also being very strict and firm. Like he's always the one being like, we're going to confiscate the teddy demons, and we're gonna confiscate the teddy demons until you put the rocket turtle back together. Or
the rocket turtle being in Sinclair fucking destroyed me.
I'm okay.
Hmm?
Just fucking... He's a rocket turtle. Stop lighting fire. If you take that fire and it lights his thing, he's going to blow up and blast off.
And Brother Blaber's
Stop
just
lighting
belching fire.
But yeah, no, Tatum just brings off a very funny chemistry that he brings to the character, while also just adoring him with the most genuine, sweet, cute dog whimpers and whinnies, and it's just, oh man, Tatum is delicious as this character, just purely having the time of his life. Just okay. I love I love Big Big. They call him Big Big as like a shorthand, and Big Big is just the goodest boy. I love this dog, and Tatum is perfect. Mike Kaimoto as the Demon Cleric. Really, really interesting performance from Mike. It's especially since I've heard a lot of his like dramatic and slice of life roles of late. He does a really good job being this funny, dorky guy who is effectively the smartest guy in the room, but also just a huge dork trying his best. Just a lot of great quips and reactions he has with the Big Ten and the princess. Just all of his deliveries just kill me. He's very funny. And just, yeah, like his standout is absolutely when he's freaking the fuck out at Twilight and just shooting lightning at him. It's just the anger and just the fucking, like, I'm gonna put a stop to this kills me every time. And Mike is so fucking fun. He was a really, really pleasant surprise for this show, and he absolutely kills it. Like, Tatum and Mike Kaimoto are fantastic and incredible together. And then there's Alejandro Saab. Takes the entire show and runs with it. Oh my god. Alejandro is fucking perfect. Every one of his lines has this like cartoonish evilness to him. Also like dorky, like king that doesn't know any better, but also he just plays Alejandro Saab. There are so many line reads in this show where it's like, oh, this isn't even Twilight anymore. That's just Alejandro just doing a thing in the booth, and it just came across.
Yeah, I think that's after you introduce the Demon King and you find out what the Demon King really is. Yeah, that's just Alejandro at that point.
I think like the one that first cemented it for me was as early as episode 1 when they're talking about the windshield and how it's really important and going to be important in battle.
Yeah.
And just the exact line delivery of, I'm not kidding around here. Don't break that shield. Okay, seriously. I'm like, oh, there's so many lines like that. Him being silly, ridiculous, but also just him being like, oh, that's what's up. Just, oh my god, there is so much Alejandro Saab brings to the table. He's not even my favorite Alejandro Saab performance this year, but he is far none the most entertaining.
Yep.
I think he's probably the funniest character he's ever fucking played, period. It is perfect. Everything he does with Twilight the Demon King is just an absolute fucking treat. Like, I'd argue his performance is worth the price of admission for this dub alone. It is that fucking good. The top 3 are fucking great and amazing, but who are they without their captive princess? Princess Aurora Syalist, good rest. She wants a good night's sleep, and she will kill anybody to get a good night's sleep.
And that's the show.
And that's the motherfucking show. So who is going to get crowned the princess? That honor belongs to the one, the only, Kira Buckland. Kira, who has played such characters as Izumo Kamaki in Blue Exorcist, Beatrice in ReZero Starting Life in Another World, Hiyoko Sayonji from Danganronpa 3 Despair Arc, and Reimi Sugimoto from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Diamond is unbreakable.
I mean, we're probably not gonna talk about it for.
We're not going to talk about the obvious.
If it ever, so we might as well just do the big one.
Jolene Cujo in JoJo Stone Ocean. The only reason I brought up Raimi over Jolene is Raimi's a lot closer to the particular register that the princess is working with. But you're right, she is also Jolene motherfucking Cujo among
Congrats.
many other roles. Jet, start us off, will you?
Yeah, sure. So I've heard a lot of Kira Buckland over the years, and I think I might have heard the first thing she was in. I think it might have been LeGrand, if memory serves, but it's been a while, so I'm not totally sure. But anyway, I've heard a lot of her stuff, so I'm pretty familiar with her range at this point. But even with that in mind, this is definitely a very different Kira Buckland. Like, I mean, you can so clearly tell it's her, but it's definitely a lot more chaotic gremlin than any other character she's played. She does a pretty good job of making the princess like do her best to sound very like prim and proper, like at least she thinks she is, and then can very easily switch to sounding like very chaotic and nightmarish whenever the princess is willing to do whatever it takes to get her a good night of sleep. And the contrast between those two extremes definitely makes a lot of the show's comedy work pretty well. And in general, it feels like it would be very easy to make this character annoying, because obviously the princess largely centers around one joke, and like any one joke also involves her like killing a lot of these demons constantly. So you would figure at some point it might get exhausting, and you might get to the point where you feel a little too sorry for them to hear the joke to land. But it works for a couple of reasons. Largely because the princess herself is generally not invincible and is often just kind of like so single-mindedly focused on her obsession with sleep that she can either be easily tricked herself or just like literally gets herself killed constantly, which is definitely pretty funny. Okay, and the other thing is that while she is very demented, she is not like actively malicious. Like she's willing to, like, she will definitely kill whatever is in her way to get a good night's sleep, but she's not like actively going out of her way to cause harm. It's just like, well, if she's gotta do what she's gotta do, but otherwise she does at least like respect everyone in the castle and does kind of like care for them in her own way.
She is royalty, where she both does and does not care for anybody below her status.
Pretty much.
Like, she doesn't hate them, she is just indifferent.
I mean, the girl has Stockholm syndrome to the point she was glad to be kidnapped because she gets out of her duties. She even said,
No, I don't even think that's Stockholm syndrome, but I just think like she's lazy. She sees this as like, oh, like, I'm here, I can get more sleep here.
Megan brought this up to me the other night, actually. She was like, I think the demons have Stockholm syndrome for her.
yeah, they do, because remember when they go to Hades' castle together, and you can hear Alejandro sob to say, Princess, I have candy.
Oh yeah, they're delivering her. That was great.
Man.
They all sounded so deranged. That was perfect.
Yeah.
Kiri does a really good job of like switching between the princess's extremes very well, And also, it's doing a very good job of making her sound indifferent to like pretty much every single character almost all the time. And then at the same time, whenever the princess is like really embarrassed about anything, she does a really good job of making her sound like, oh, like, is it like, oh, like sort of cutesy if she's embarrassed about something, but like in a very like exasperated way. And it's also really funny. And like to say that's being the bit in episode 12 we mentioned where like all her embarrassing stories get mentioned, and then like a bit early, then like a little earlier on where she like has to get a tooth, she has to get a cavity removed and makes like a really big dramatic deal over it, and they have to do like a whole 8-hour surgery. And it turns out the whole reason to it being dramatic was because her tongue is a little short and she didn't want anyone else to see that.
Which also shout out to Aaron Dismukes being like, wait, why didn't we do this while she was asleep?
Damn, that was almost spot on. Almost.
I couldn't be as loud. We have neighbors.
Yeah. But again, and then again, while the princess definitely doesn't think too highly of everyone else in the castle, she does care for them at least just enough that she does kind of want to help fix relations between the two races. And any whole like speech she gives in episode 12 where she's kind of like talking about her experiences in the castle and how she's kind of like grown fond of everyone there is like, she does care about them. Maybe if only she would stop murdering them. But yeah, Curious performance, definitely a lot of fun, definitely really funny. Like, I mean, in general, Kieran Buckland is a great actor, so like you can't go wrong. But like, this is definitely like one of my favorite performances of hers. So good stuff.
Excellent. Megan.
Yeah, no, I really enjoy Kira's performance. I think she gets the cutesy aspect down. Like her, like whenever she goes to sleep. Yeah. Like, she nails that. I think she gets the cute little gremlin down, and I really like how she has that kind of royal wee in her voice.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah.
Like, how she's like, she kind of has like the royal wee voice. And I think the reason that it works is that her voice is so soft and kind of deadpan and dead inside as she's doing this, even though her expression is kind of crazy. I fucking love the giant eye expression they give her.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, like where it looks like it looks like googly eyes, but with
Yeah.
murder.
Yeah.
Yes. Murdery googly eyes. So no, I genuinely really enjoyed Kira. I think this is probably one of my favorite Kira performances. I hate to say it, I'm actually not as kept up with a lot of her stuff as I am with other people. So yeah, overall, great enjoyment.
Alrighty, Jamal.
Alright, here we go. For me, thank God this was recorded during the pandemic, because I'm partially convinced that Kira Buckland wasn't just voicing the princess. I think Kira Buckland actually was the princess, because you gotta remember, the whole deal is that the princess just wants to get a good night's sleep, and sometimes her voice tends to come off a little sleepy as well, so I would think maybe she just got up, went to the home recording booth, did her thing, and that was it. I like how she kind of gives this cute voice to the princess, and the princess kind of has this demeanor where, like, you know, she will not let anybody get in her way for a good night's rest, and it's kind of funny, like how like some of the antics that happen kind of happen, because I know like the whole thing with the innuendos, the pressure points, and the underzoos, which that line kind of made me uncomfortable a little bit, but and
I want you to put your fingers in a specific spot and touch me.
and it's funny because
Oh, that part where they're all like, "Ah!" and they all think that Twilight's a pedo. I think Forehead.
yeah, which is funny because I remember I actually met Kira years ago at a con. I took a picture with her. For lack of a better word, let's just say I gotta take this sensation. To which it's kind of funny when I first heard about this show and I heard the princess. I was like, wait, is her name really Syalist? And everybody in Discord just like corrected me, which half the time my brain kept calling her Aurora Borealis drugs bed rest. So
She has a long name and it's basically a pun.
yeah, again, that's where the Syalist anecdote came in, and I didn't even remember what it was till now. But yeah, the fact that she has to, she doesn't even feel, she only feels embarrassed about the slightest of things, not in the grander scheme of things, because it's like she has no filter, which is why you see in her flashback like her mother's just tried to direct her to be a prim proper lady. So in fact, Kira has to deal with two sides to this character, but I think what really stood out to me the most was, I think it's episode 7 or 8, when she has this large sack she's carried, and one of the items is an hourglass that just shrinks you.
Oh my god, that scene is so...
She went from Biggie Smalls to Little Smalls, and I thought that was, and the way she portrayed Little Smalls was kind of very cute. Like it was like looking just like a child, a newborn child, just like it was kind of cute and cuddly. But I thought I did stuff very well, and I know what was it? I know like she had a fun time playing around with some of the lines too, like. At the beginning of the show, like when she's abducted to the castle and she gets trouble sleeping, she comments on her pillow, talk about this pillow's making me this sad sack is making me sad.
Oh, I wrote
This
sad sack's making me sad in the
And
sack.
I thought that was fucking hilarious. But yeah, she was perfect for this role, and I'm not just saying that because she has stars in her eyes, and that could be a David Bowie reference, but she was very, very spectacular as this character, even if the character is kind of one note, because, you know...
I would actually argue she's not that one note.
She's not that one note, but...
She's not one note, she's one track.
She's one track, but she doesn't make you feel like it, though. And especially, again, when you get to the end. Because she knows, like, there's more to what she is to just sleep.
No, yeah, for sure.
But I will say, here's to you, Kira. May you have many iced Mexican mochas.
So, yeah. Kira Buckland's fucking perfect.
Yes.
She's really, really fucking just natural fit for the princess. She has cute... Like, I'd say she's cute, but she's not, like... aggressively moe. She's just kind of like she's a cute girl who wants to get her sleep, but she's also like she is also a get shit done, practical, do it yourself girl who gets shit done and takes it into her own hands. When she gets going, she will get what she wants how she wants it. She encompasses that like royal. Like, she's also like, I want to do this, but I also need to protect my image and the dignity of the royal family. I can't let anybody know that I want to wear underwear. That would be embarrassing for the royal family. So I will protect my dignity. And then she
No, it's not that she couldn't show them because she was flashing them to everybody when she was a kid.
Yeah. And then they were like, no, that baby, don't do that. That's unbecoming of a princess. And then it's like, oh, I protected my dignity, mother. But you also started a rumor and sent the castle to a fucking frenzy.
Oh, yeah. It was pretty much one giant game of telephone after that.
Also, if you want to talk some really fun Kira noises, yee.
Sugoi.
That's the line I was talking about.
I had to, like, rewind it. I'm like, did she say Sugoi?
Yeah.
Hey. I guess somebody listening to this will comment on that.
But yeah, no, fucking, also, she has, like, the cutest little sleep noises. So fucking, like, oh, adorable. You just murdered so many people.
Many boffins died for this episode.
She may be a psycho killer, Keskusei, but also she's adorable, and look at those big eyes, and she's soft. Like, is she evil? Who can even say? Also,
Sure, you murdered hundreds of thousands of demon shrouds, but you're just so cute. I can forgive your war crimes.
She'll go kill anybody that gets in her way.
Okay, Megan, you didn't say the line right. She may have killed millions of ghost rounds, but she at least made me happy.
Okay, Armin.
No,
that's not Attack on Titan. That's one of the Galactic Heroes.
Isn't that
Yeah.
Isn't that Maddie's character?
Yes.
Okay.
You may have killed millions of people, but at least you made me happy.
Oh, fuck. But yeah, also just one of my favorite scenes, as you mentioned earlier, was when she's kind like Kira sounds kind of like tiny, but kind of like a almost semi-stoic tiny. But then when she takes the shrinking potion, she becomes baby. And Kira as baby is so fucking funny, especially when she's threatening them with the fucking quills, and she's like, "Get a move on." But then she's getting poked and embarrassed by her like wannabe demon dads. But then she just makes a small yawn and she sleeps, and she's like, "Baby sleepy." It's like, oh no, she's cute. Yeah. So she captures chaos, adorableness, royalness, sincerity, sleepiness, and pure unadulterated like
Carnage.
I was gonna say evil, but it's not evil. It is carnage.
Okay, now that I'm thinking about it, is it technically murder if all of the demons just get revived? Isn't it technically she's ethically farming her materials, or...
Oh my god. She's
Bruh.
She's grinding.
Oh my god, is this what the Promised Netherland was about the entire time?
This is the world the kids on Gracefield Farm wanted.
Oh.
I'm going to hell, and I haven't even gotten to the song I wrote.
Oh, lordy. But anyways, the point I'm making is, Kira Buckland's fucking perfect, stellar, incredibly entertaining pick as Princess Aurora Syalist Goodrest. Fucking knocks it out of the park. Cracked my shit up every single time. And with that, it is time for the final thoughts.
Question, do you want me to sing my song before or after the final thoughts?
After.
Okay, can I go first?
You may.
So my final thoughts on the show is that this dub really, again, helped my interpretation of the show. By the end of the show, I really wish that there was more just to hear the cast do more. I think the direction was spot on and walked that balance of using what was written very well and ad-libbing, and the casting on this is top-notch. Once again, sound cadence knocks out of the part, so Amber, great job.
Alrighty, Jamal.
So yeah, I know that when I heard about the show, it had a very cute design to it, and I had meant to give out at some point of watching it. There's only so much you can do with some things in simulcast. The dub really helps in that regard, because I would bet if I had watched this in the Japanese, it probably wouldn't have had the same feeling, other than from what some other people have told me. Just Beth, all y'all that watch the show, I definitely praise. This is one of the reasons I really like Cadence, because they really know how to get it done. It's like, it feels like they took their time, but with so much staff on board, it's like they got a lot done in a short amount of time, but it doesn't feel like it. Everything plays out beautifully. It's just, and see, I can do that because I'm actually a cook. So anyway,
Well said.
Yeah.
Alrighty, Jet.
My bad.
All in all, this was a pretty fun dub. The actors were definitely very clearly having a lot of fun in the booth. A lot of performances are Really funny all across the board. It's pretty well casted. The script is pretty solid with a lot of really good one-liners, and edited a pretty good job. Edited a pretty good job of punching things up. And just in general, the show itself is a pretty fun time. Again, while it largely centers around one joke, it does a really good job of getting a lot of mileage out of that joke. It's filled with it's filled with just enough like dark humor and like weird references to like make everything work. And in general, it's just like a really okay. I mean, it goes from being like a kind of fun, if sort of off kilter one joke show, to kind of being like weirdly sweet in its own way. So yeah, I would definitely want more of it if like more ever gets made.
Dude, same.
Yeah, in general, this show is just like a pretty easy recommendation. It's a very nice. It's not necessarily chill comedy, but like you'll have a very good time watching it. Definitely recommend it.
There was that one episode that was chill.
Come.
God damn it, I just got that.
Rest in peace, Ice Golem.
Also, Ian Sinclair.
She
Okay, I can't
she
even say
just
rest in
went off
peace.
screen to murder a man and harvest his flesh in front of his friends.
Okay, I was saying rest in peace to Ice Golem, but that's actually not even accurate. She cut him into pieces.
Rest in pieces.
I think he came back after a while, though.
They all kind of come back, but they all come back to life, but the pain still sticks with you, man.
Yes.
The princess has died 1,000 deaths and fears nothing. That woman, you can take anything. Anyways, Sleepy Princess in the Demon Castle. My god, is this dub fucking fun. Every part about this fucking dub sounds like everybody is having the time of their lives. From the cast, to the crew, to the writing, everything about this just sounds like... This feels like one of those shows where in a medium as typically constraining as anime dubbing is, they felt like they had the opportunity, the creative freedom, and ability to play with the show. And the fact that it sounds like they succeeded is genuinely fucking impressive. The cast that they assembled for this was really unique and really interesting. Like a lot of post-COVID, not post-COVID, recording from home sound cadence dubs. They've got a really varied cast and crew of people from Cali, Texas, New York, Canada, the works. And it's fucking incredible, everybody they got to play who they did. The core cast is really something super fun and super unique. This show's really funny, really engaging, also really heartwarming at times too. This is just a good time and absolutely a recommendation if you want a really fun, entertaining time. Also, if you want to have fun making noises like yeah. Anyways, Sleepy Princess Demon Castle. Very good dub. Highly recommend. Give it a watch. Megan, before we can wrap this up, hit me with your cursed bullshit.
Are you guys ready?
No, but you're gonna do it anyways.
My little auntie, my little auntie, my little NTR. I used to wonder what calculating could be, my little NTR, until you showed that twink to me. Big dildos, cons of con, a beautiful adhego, unfaithful and wrong, sharing kinks, it's an easy feat, and your crying face makes it all complete. My little NTR, I have your little boyfriend. Do you know I fucked his very best friend?
That was beautiful.
I am the very embodiment of the Citizen Kane angry clapping scene.
You're welcome. Thank you, Internet. If you'd like to follow me, I am HackQueenEra2, where I do shit like this on the regular.
Alrighty. So, to plug us out, My name. We are the Dub Talk Podcast. If you'd like to keep up on our episodes, we post regularly every Friday or so. We post them on YouTube as well as audio platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Podbean, where you can take us on the go with you. If you'd like to keep up with us for updates and the likes, we at the Dub Talk Podcast have a Twitter, and we also have a Twitch account where we regularly stream ourselves playing video games throughout the week and having a fun time playing games, shooting the shit, having a good time. That's at Dub Talk Podcast, and yeah, we have a Twitch and we have a Twitter. That's where you can find us for our most regular updates. And yeah, if you would like to support us for a one-time donation, we at Dub Talk have a Ko-fi account. And if you would like to regularly support us every month or so with things like early previews and getting the chance to vote every 3 months for a chance to have a Dub Talk episode of your choice, go and support us over on our Patreon, where sometimes if you are a patron, we give you a shout out at the end of the episode. A shout out for lovely folks like Megan's mom and dad, Michelle Travis, Nico Robin What With Yowie Hands, Sue Tweet, Victor May Borda, Carly Lesticow, Crimson Echidna, Jacob Wilson, Jared Hawkins, Julia W., Marissa Lenti, and Otaku Anthony. Love your faces, you beautiful, wonderful people. Also, special shout out to Lenti for some behind the scenes factoids and things I didn't realize about Sleepy Princess before watching and discussing it tonight. Thank you a million for your insight, Lenti. This was really helpful and appreciated. Thank you kindly. Megan, you plugged yourself already. Jet, would you like to...
I'm not allowed to talk anymore after that.
I wasn't going to say that, but yes, you are banned from soft drinks for a week now. Don't you give me a Siberian wine, damn it. Jet, would you like to plug yourself and what you do to the peoples?
Yes, you can find me on the Twitter, where we'll usually just be talking about whatever manga, anime, or cartoon news is going on for a decent time. You can also find me on another podcast today, where we'll usually be talking about anime news alongside Andrew here.
Cool. Jamal.
I'm an assistant editor for this podcast. We follow Twitter at Jamstar529, YouTube at Jamstar1. I'm working on a side project, which hopefully I get to debut soon. Oh, it's gonna be very fun. Not really doing much at the moment, but yeah.
And my name is Andrew, aka Classy Spartan. You can find me over on Twitter at Mongman9000. And if you'd like to hear my thoughts about the reporting anime news and the likes, alongside fellow co-host here, Jet. Hey, buddy, how you doing? You can find me on Surreal Resolutions Podcast O&A.
I look forward to your season's edicts next year.
Oh boy, that's gonna be a ways away, but it was definitely something. Anyways, we are done.
Hold on.
That's it.
Hold on. Where can people watch the show?
Oh, good point. If you would like to watch the show Sleepy Princess in the Demon Castle, you can find the show over on Funimation, where you can watch the sub and the English dub. If you would like to become a member, I believe the free trial is a 14-day free trial, and if you'd like to cancel before the trial is over, you'll have to cancel before 14 days is up, because they ask for your credit card information and will automatically charge you after the free trial is over. But it's a deal, it's a steal at this point.
Yes.
There's a lot of fantastic content on Funimation. Many shows like Sleepy Princess and the works. Got old shows, new shows. At this point, it's a fucking steal. Give it a shot.
Also, as of this recording, it's also up for pre-order. Right Stuff, wherever you buy your anime. It should be out. At the time of recording, it should be out by February 1st.
Oh, yeah. That timing does.
Pending,
because we are still dealing with the global pandemic and the production
The
pipeline.
global pancetta.
Global pancetta and the entire production pipeline is still fucked to hell and nowhere near close to catching up.
Basically, shit happens.
But, anyways. So yeah.
Just go on, rap, and let me sleep. Go on, rap, and let me sleep.
Alright, and with that, it's time to finally close our eyes and get some sleep.
Go on, sleep, and let me sleep. Go on, sleep, and let me sleep. Go on, sleep,
Good
and
night, everybody. And
Okay, they're asleep.
otaku-on.
Okay, so they're asleep. Here's how you cuck a demon twank.
Uh-oh, here comes the great red stuff.
Alright, we're done. We can't top that. Good night, everybody. Otaku on my friends, and if you've made it this far, the secret code word is Morgana.
Keep on sleeping.
See ya.